pop the chat up there too.
Yep,
that's how I spell
get a
it
moment.
when my fingers get in the way.
Corey fell down a flight of stairs the other day. Can't type at all anymore. Not even kidding, dude.
Wait,
show
yeah,
him the injury. Show him the injury. Going to take a piss middle of the night. Bruised.
Oh, man.
Dude.
So I woke
How
up in
big
the
was the
night.
staircase?
Seriously.
So,
What-
it's
Wait,
big.
let me
It's
see.
big and there's no carpet.
So that's true.
is
Hardboard.
the staircase? I was
So
gonna say, is it
I
cement?
woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I gotta take a leak. So like I get up and then the next thing I remember is I'm at the bottom of the staircase, like sprawled out, arm like back like this.
What's up, Gus?
Got
big kid.
So you
big
blacked
hands.
out?
What's up, Gus? I don't know.
You don't remember
I don't know what
falling?
happened. I don't remember what happened.
Well, I will
consider
say
that a
you said you
blackout.
woke up in the middle of the night, right? So you're a bit.
I woke up. Yeah, I woke up and then I realized, hey, I gotta go take a leak. Let me go take a leak. And then I was at the bottom of the stairs.
Did you pee yourself?
No.
Okay.
That's what I said. At least you didn't pee yourself.
That's
Yeah, you didn't Brock Lesnar? No,
No,
no.
so-
Chuck Liddell?
No, so then I my girlfriend was like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. I said, did I fall far? Like, I don't remember. Did I just fall from the third step? She's like, no, you were falling. And like, I kept hearing it thinking it was going to be the end and it kept going. So like, I definitely fell from like the top rope and just like
Just went all the way
Damn,
down.
you
the
got
whole way.
Randy Orton.
the whole way. And then I got up and I walked to the bathroom and I was standing in the bathroom. I was like, I gotta go sit down. Like, I was wrecked.
Throwing
my God,
throwing a quick
dude.
lifetime.
Did you happen to
special.
leave a roller skate on the stairs or something? Like what's
Dude, I don't know, but like, I also feel like across my shoulder, there's like a hard line.
That's really bad.
yes.
That's really.
Yeah.
You probably tripped before the staircase, and then fell down
I think
the staircase.
so.
you don't have no cameras, right?
No,
I
I'm not,
honestly,
no.
I don't know how much money I would be willing to pay to watch the footage of you falling.
I would, if I could find it, I
Just
would. pay
loop
for
it?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
I would like to own that footage, please.
And the thing is, like, I don't remember the fall.
That
Like,
that's
I don't remember the fall.
a bit alarming. No bumps on your head.
No, nothing. I didn't feel anything. I mean, I've been hitting head a lot.
He just went to sleep, woke up a month later, and it's fine.
Short-term memory loss, maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing.
There was
Right.
no, and then there was no like break because obviously like I woke her up and she came downstairs right away, so it wasn't like I was.
Or the fall woke her up.
Yeah. I mean, technically,
not necessarily
your
you.
body woke her.
Yeah, the sound of my body bouncing down the stairs is what woke her.
I fell through an abandoned building once, and I woke up the next day. So you're doing better than I
There
did.
you go.
I mean, I was up. I don't remember any of
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, I don't know what happened. And then
Yeah.
went back to bed and it was good.
Hey, that's what you're supposed to get a little dizzy. Go back to
Right,
sleep.
yeah. If you're starting to feel sleepy after you hit your head, it's fine. Just lay down.
Dude, what? It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. What am I going to do? Stay up?
No.
No, I went to bed.
Oh man. Well, there's that.
It was in God's hands.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out. Yeah, but anyway, so that's what I'm up against.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I might need to,
That's currently my struggle.
I might need to move to a home with no stairs sooner than I thought.
Yeah, you might go single level next time.
Perhaps
Yeah,
ramps
put a
instead.
bathroom upstairs.
I
You
was
know?
just telling you, I feel like I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, when I fell down the stairs.
You
You
should.
just wipe 30 years off your life.
Yeah, get one of those child gates.
What, so I can fall over the top of it?
Yeah, dude.
Do you sleepwalk by? No. You woke up. Yeah, you woke up.
He woke up
child
I think I
gates-
did.
at the bottom.
Those child gates get me every time. Where I used to have one for my dog.
I can picture that.
I would
Yeah.
try and
No, that's
open
easy
it
to-
like wicked fast as
Yeah.
I walk through it, and I can't tell you how many times, like as I got to the top of it, my mom would click it down, and you'd just slide a thing, and I'd be like, just go fucking right over,
Go over.
like ass over tea kettle, just right through the door. My dad would be like, "What the fuck?" and wake him up.
Yeah.
The door jam. The door jam. They're gonna ruin it.
She's like, the slowest fall.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It's just, it is what it is.
All right, I cut my notes.
Every now and then you go down. You know?
You just
You
take a
got
digger.
B for B.
That's what the streets are about.
Shook, if you want to pull up the spinny wheel of happiness,
Oh, the spinning wheel of happiness.
because we had to pick that winner
Big
today
day.
as well.
Big day.
The spinny.
So, like, with the live chat there, like,
Yeah.
there is like a 30-second delay, which is interesting because sometimes you're talking about something and someone hits you with the answer after we've since departed.
Long
Yeah,
moved on.
Yeah.
We 100% of the time go back.
Yeah.
100% of the time we'll go back.
How many?
Yeah, we got a pretty good chat room going on right now.
You can just put it up there. Let's see.
Yeah, it's always jump off.
You can do 200.
It seems Tim Connors thinks it's laughable that Shook thinks he can fight him. I also think it's laughable. Tim's not a small
You
man.
could dodge a wrench. You could dodge a ball.
Or a fist.
What is Super FICO? Super FICO?
Super FICO is when you have a nasty FICO score, I think.
Just the nastiest FICO score. You're getting approved
You've achieved
before
Super
you
FICO.
click the button on a firm.
It's like when you get 800 credit score and then beyond.
Super FICO.
This looks like it's a
You just
restaurant in
fucking
Las Vegas.
credit scored out of your mind.
Dude,
The best credit score. What happened?
Super.
the headliner for this restaurant is Italian American psychedelic.
Wait, this is the restaurant we're going to?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Psychedelic is it mushrooms and everything?
I don't.
Oh wow.
Let me see. Yeah, that looks Vegas-y.
Yeah.
Might be some dancers there.
Yeah. So,
When are you guys going to Vegas?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Oh, soon.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going for work for a
Okay.
day.
What time's this podcast then?
Oh no. Well, it's just you and I. Well, and the guest next week.
Oh, who's
Yeah.
the...
So make sure you're here.
We have a guest.
Andrew from ISC.
Oh, okay.
Next week. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Make sure you're here on time, Shook.
All right. We ready to roll?
I think so.
Yeah, I totally forgot I'm not going to be here for that podcast.
Got any questions before we get going? Okay. We got all the
Good.
music and all that sort of stuff is in
Okay.
the board, so it will play.
It's in the computer.
Long gone are the days where I had to pipe it in there after the fact, which
He
is
would
nice.
hum it.
You would start singing.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
we would
yeah.
the three of us would sit here just quietly for about 10 seconds and then, we're back. And
Give
just
him
pretend.
a marker to like drop
Yeah.
it in.
Yeah. Much easier these days. All right, Shook, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Who
Hello.
and Corey.si.
Hello.
We have Shook manning the keys over there.
Hello.
He's here. And in studio, very special guest, a friend of mine, Mr. Grant Anderson.
Hello.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming to hang out.
Of course.
Making the trek. I've known Grant for a long period of time, obviously through Volkswagen stuff. But there's a gap in my knowledge of his life that I want to talk about today.
Will not
And
stand.
I think we're going to try to fill in those gaps the best we can. So before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by everybody out there who supports the B4B. We appreciate that very, very much. And if you are interested, go visit our website, revivemotoring.com, where you can purchase some coffee. We have Jumpstart, Clutch Kicked, and Midnight, light, medium, and dark roast up there for sale right now. If you are listening to this, you might have a few hours left of the pre-order that we're running for the jackets and our spring drop. So if you catch it and you want to grab something, it's probably up there right now.
What's up with the cans?
Cans? Which ones?
Coffee cans,
Hands are on the
baby.
way.
Coffee cans will be here for dust off.
All right.
That's what we're aiming for. And then
That's
we're
not bad.
working
3
on
weeks.
that.
Secret deal.
We're working on that secret deal
Yep.
of the, I don't know, hydration
The hydration station.
hydration cans, if you
Our
will.
bean water cans.
Yep.
Okay.
So waiting on some more info for those. But those are potentially going to be, I don't know if we'll have those for dust off, but we got some ideas for those. So those will be available
So last year,
in the future.
Little
we
tour
made,
water.
We made coffee, canned
Okay.
coffee. We sold it at a bunch of shows we went to. Sold it at our Sunday morning meets we do here, and it was a huge hit.
Huge.
But Chuck and I don't drink coffee
Bigger than sliced bread.
Okay.
at all. So we were
All
like,
right.
well, what can we do here? So Chuck had the $1 million idea, which it's recorded, so it's trademarked.
Yep.
Of bean water.
Bean water.
Bean water.
Because they always call coffee hot bean water.
Yeah.
So this is just the water
Just the water part.
from the hot bean water.
I don't know how marketable bean water is going to be, though. That's my only long
there
term.
is there's mud water.
It's
which
crazy,
then
right?
they've done
It's-
a great job
Is
in
mud
marketing
water?
that.
It's-
So
there we go. There we go. This guy.
He gets it.
Except the mud water, there's probably a tie-in of how it's made, Whereas,
no, bean water. There's beans in the building.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
they're selling
point.
cans of water that say liquid death.
This is true.
Yeah.
And
This is
people
true.
can't get enough of it.
I know.
If we call it bean water, people might think there's something cool about it.
Right.
They'll sell more.
There is a cool option we could put in it.
Seltzer,
No.
Beans.
beans.
Coffee?
Just think of
is
the,
there going to be a single coffee bean in any can? So you chug it and
it's like the scorpion and
Yeah, the
tequila.
scorpion
Yeah,
tequila.
yeah,
Yeah.
No.
There's options. Let's talk this out on the air.
It's just think of the sun. What does the sun provide?
Protection from the
Vitamin
coronavirus.
D?
It does provide vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
So there's potential for a
Dr. Corey,
insertion of vitamin D. Insertion of the D.
we can insert the D in
There's
our water.
potential, yeah.
Oh, that might be hard to market.
I'm excited for the water.
Every can has D inserted.
Here, have some hot cold bean
Wait,
water.
are we gonna put electrolytes in there?
I don't know if electrolytes are currently an
I
option.
just think you just have to write it on the label.
Is that
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
If
I think-
Gatorade's taught me
It
anything.
doesn't really
Right,
matter.
right,
Yeah, it's electrolyte.
yeah? We'll put it in a microscope, see what's
So,
in
but
there.
there is something we can insert in the water.
Yes, potentially. So I'm getting
Personally.
I'm no, I'm getting some numbers for
It'd
that
be
as
the
well.
essence of.
Yeah,
We're
Okay.
gonna need to get together on like a Sunday morning and all have a.
powwow.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
figure
it's
it out.
Seekonk Speedway at the trough.
We were talking about that as well.
Wieners at the Speedway.
Seekonk Speedway now has some wieners for sale via a truck, Sam's Wieners, I believe.
Sam's Wieners.
And Chuck made the comment of, "Wow,
I thought it was New York
I thought all the wieners were at the trough."
Is Seekonk where Dust Off has
Yes.
always been?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Have you ever gone to the
I
bathroom there?
have potentially.
Nah, you'd remember.
You'd remember.
Okay, I
It
have
was
not
just
been to the
like-
bathroom.
It's
there.
basically a bunch of dudes sharing a bathtub
Okay. Yeah.
urinal,
Yeah.
trough urinal.
360
So-
degree wieners.
Yeah. It's just like
Interesting.
it's known for it.
Everywhere in Australia is troughs.
Is just like
Really?
that.
Everywhere. Every single place I went in Australia, troughs.
That's where the men are men.
Does the water really go the other way?
So I tried to watch every time I flush the toilet, and
Yeah.
it just goes like this.
Oh, they have the over and ups over there like they do in Europe. Was
No.
over the top.
Yeah, it goes up and over the
You
top.
hate
But
that.
they're like, oh, well, it does spin the other way because we're on the opposite side of the equator.
Yeah.
Couldn't see it, though.
Yeah. Prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Prove
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Bunch
All
of
right.
criminals.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good
there's-
to know.
There's our Seekonk Speedway update. Which
Bean water.
racing will be there
We're
soon.
excited about bean water. The chat room is excited about bean water. It's what your body craves.
That's a slogan.
That's the tagline.
Bean water, it's what your body
Now with the D.
yeah.
It's what your body craves.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody who subscribes to the B4B. I think we can get right
You guys are all
into
getting a cut.
the callbacks.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
I have one brief one that somebody sent in not too long ago.
Fire away.
What are these?
Just some stuff from
I
last
love that you
episode.
asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
some stuff from last episode. Some
Just trying to be
stuff,
up to date. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Stuff people sent in over the past 7 days,
Okay.
essentially.
Cool.
Through the past week, stuff we've been working on, stuff we've seen, corrections, that kind of stuff.
We don't usually get
Mostly
a lot wrong.
corrections.
Mostly
yeah.
corrections of Shook.
Once again,
Like,
we
yeah, I
are
think it's
sorry.
this. Many angry DMs. God forbid. One time I posted, wow, look at this Mark II front end on this whatever the fuck. I had so many people, it's a Clipper! It's a Clipper front end! Which now I know, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for that information.
If you're profane in the chat, it doesn't come through. It stinks. Shook, can you fix that?
Excuse me?
Oh, is there a...
Yeah, type goddamn in all caps
actually,
when it come through.
That might be blocking the Russians.
Yeah, try super.
I think it tries to...
See if
I
that
think it
works.
tries to block the Russian bots. This callback comes from Matt.
Oh, you got that?
He said, I'm not sure if this is the place to submit a callback. Thought from last week's discussion about potholes and carnage from hitting them, but Josh's comment about the windshield wiper stock clicking on made me think about a memory from college. A friend of mine had a whooped 1990 Eagle Talon, as they all
best
were.
one.
But
TSM, baby.
But it had a built 4G63 with a bigger turbo. The
They
first
all
time
do.
he took me for a ride, he launched it, slammed second gear so hard, the wiper arm turned on, and the same thing happened like you said. We were hauling ass, wipers are slapping back and forth a million miles an hour. He's continuing to slam gears and fumbling to turn the wipers off, and it was a great memory.
Maybe
So-
it's just an Eclipse thing, a DSM thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's all-wheel drive, so you know what I mean? That launch. It just caused those wipers to go wild.
Relay
Yeah.
with an ABA swap.
The best engine ever.
There it is.
I was in Atlantic City. I hit a pothole so hard, both the chrome trim flew off the fenders into the air, the windshield cracked, and the mirror fell off. All at the, and the muffler snapped in half. All in 0.3 seconds. There was so much happened. I didn't know what. I thought the engine fell out of the car.
It's like you're in an accident without being in an accident.
It felt like an accident. If that car had airbags, they would have gone off.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
Oh man.
It was, and then I drove home 4 hours with no exhaust, which was really nice.
With an ABA.
With an ABA.
Yeah.
But it got 40 miles to the gallon, so it was fine.
Doesn't
But
matter. It sounded like a race car. Wow.
everything
Did you
but
have the top
race
down
car
when this
stuff.
happened?
No, top was up.
Would have been fine if the top were
coulda
down.
How did
Could
you
just grab
fit
the
that
fenders.
thing?
Cabriolet?
Yeah.
I fit in Volkswagens great. They actually fit in Volkswagens better than I do most cars. I don't know why. The seating position is pretty nice in Mark IIs, Mark IIIs.
Yeah. Mark III, I say this all the time. Mark III, VR6 Jetta, best seating position I've ever
Never
had.
lose.
I'm
I
trying
love
to
that.
replicate
Yeah.
that in anything else I have moving forward. But
I'm a Corrado guy.
Yeah.
I love factory Recaros in the Corrado. I think that's like the best. I will own one day, so I want you guys to hold me to that.
Yeah.
That is like my goal, to own a European built Corrado.
yeah,
Just a nice stock one.
Nothing wrong
Nothing
with that. I'm
crazy.
in.
just enjoy the car
Just
for what
enjoy
it is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people get carried away and they don't enjoy cars for what they are, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this big horsepower
Yeah.
chase. Everyone wants 1,000 horsepower, which I'm guilty of it. But I had more fun in my stock VR6 Corrado because you could drive the balls off of it at 7,000 RPMs and shift it hard every single time you drove it. And you weren't really doing anything wrong. You're kind of doing the speed limit,
Well
you know?
within-
And you were
The
getting
law.
the sounds to make
Yeah,
it seem
yeah.
like you were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I love the Civic.
exactly.
Oh, I give 10 tenths in the Civic, and I'm doing 65. Yeah.
Which is, and you're
the
having
best.
a blast.
Oh, the most fun.
But I drive my M3 here.
Yeah.
And I don't look at the speedo for a second. I'm doing 100. I'm like, I'm gonna get arrested in this car. Like, this is dangerous.
Just too easy.
Yeah, put that speed warning
it's
on.
like it kind of takes the fun away from it,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, completely.
Yeah.
I
so
mean-
what did we say? Slow car fast?
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, slow
I am
car
Joy of
fast.
slow.
I am
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
The Mira,
Yeah, 70 horsepower of madness.
just fun, like super fun always,
yeah, little light.
every which way.
So I didn't tell you guys about the pothole I hit
Oh,
in
God.
my Civic.
Was this recently?
No, this was in
Broke his wrist.
2012. Let me get this on the screen for
I
you.
broke my back.
That's the oil pan.
Oh, jeez.
And
Nice fitting.
to Grant's comment where he felt like the engine fell out of the car, mine actually fell out of the car. And I have other pictures somewhere where it severed the ASR brace in the back and dented my tank.
Is that the mount through the timing cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This motor was
wow.
shredded. It tore the post mount right out. This was a freshly rebuilt Type R bottom end.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Good
Yeah.
times. There was
see
a pothole with a water main in the center of it. And it said, go fuck yourself. Pretty good.
Introduced itself to you.
Yeah, violently.
At least that man was there to keep it from being extra deep.
Yeah. You could have washed in a
Oh,
sinkhole.
here's the picture of the tank.
Wow. It's a straight shot all the way down.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, full
This was
transmission
bent
tunnel.
like fuck. Like it like I was doing 30 and then I was doing nothing. And then the motor was still running, which is even crazier after that. And I'm
Did
like,
you go through the windshield?
my head hit the ceiling.
I'm surprised it didn't flip you ass over tea kettle because it kind of looks like it was about to.
Right.
Dude,
right.
it hit hard. That was the worst night of my life.
Shook, you had a callback that I wanted to bring up too, right? You got that ready?
Yeah. I
Speaking
do.
of Honda Civic stuff.
All right, so I changed all the belt shit. I think I talked about this like weeks ago.
Briefly.
Everything was wonderful.
Yes.
Can you bring me up to speed really quick? I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. So I got a K Series Civic out there,
Okay.
a daily driver. You know,
On XT7s, I saw it. Yes. Yes. Good. Good
so
wheels.
they're fucked up. I'm gonna fix them anyway. So the belt was squeaking. So I buy all new gate stuff. I had an issue with all the gate stuff. I hit up Seamus. Seamus said, I never have an issue with the gate stuff. Buy it again. I do that. It's fine for like a week. and it starts squeaking again. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I buy another belt, and it's still squeaking.
Hold on. Is this after we diagnosed it here?
No. So I replace that belt,
Okay.
and I'm like, fuck this thing. I drive up here. I'm like, yeah, it squeaks sometimes. I rev it 2 times. We hear a pop. The belt fucking left.
Hold on.
The
You
stratosphere.
didn't rev it 2
No,
times.
no.
I limited it.
We said, Shook, you got a squeaky belt or something.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you immediately,
Limiter.
standing up,
yeah, rev the shit out of it.
putting your foot into the vehicle, are just
Limiter.
hot revving this thing
Yeah, to show how good it was.
for about 30 seconds.
Belt said, fuck you, I'm out.
And then, actually, there was a gap in between because you said, oh, yeah, it's whistling, whatever. You got out, opened the hood, put deodorant on it.
Yeah, to try and stop it from whistling.
I've seen
Doesn't
that
work.
done. I've
Doesn't
seen
work.
it done.
Then you closed the hood and then continued to hot rev this thing.
And then it made no noise, and I was like, see, fixed it.
And then it made all the noise because Corey and I looked at each other and went, that was metal. And we're like, what was that noise? And then you turn it off,
Yeah.
open the hood, and the belt
Left
exited
the
the chat.
So we put that back on.
Yep.
So I go home. That was Wednesday.
That
I
was
didn't drive
Wednesday.
for Thursday, Friday. Saturday, I didn't drive at all. No, sorry. Saturday, I did drive, which is crazy. And I was just ripping on the car because I did a belt again. Remember?
Oh, right. Yes, you did.
So I'm like, oh, shit's fucking mint, brother. So I got a fucking pulley and a belt. I'm like, shit's mint.
Okay.
So Sunday morning, I beat the fuck out of it Saturday just to, test
Oh, yeah,
it too. Test it
because
too.
I asked you.
Yes,
I
it worked
said,
so good
test.
last time.
Yeah.
Road
tested
test.
too.
Yeah.
Just limiter merging onto the highway, barely hit 90.
and you sent us a video. Yeah.
So legally in Mexico.
Yeah.
So then Sunday, I go to start the car. Everything's normal. I'm leaving for the donut meet. I get to the top of my apartment. I hear it ticking. Britt's talking. I'm like, shut up for a second. And I hear tick, 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 tick. And I rev the car. I was like, tick, I was like, yo. I parked the car, popped the hood, belt, incineration. Nothing left. And this old guy who's walking his dog has the nerve to be like, that didn't sound very good. Thanks, you fuck. Thank
that
you.
guy.
Yeah. So I go and buy another belt.
Can you put this piece of media on the stream?
Yes, I'm going to. So
Oh my God.
I go to get another belt, okay? As I go to put said belt on, I'm having a hard time, and I notice that my crank pulley is doing this. So
2-piece.
just get that nice and big.
It's
for the chat room.
it's as if a ring of Saturn is just hanging off the middle of the planet there.
So, long story short, my friend ended up having one. I ordered a new one from PLM, which ironically came today. So I'm going to have to do this again. I'm struggling with this fucking belt to put it on to the parking lot. I'm not at my shop. I don't have all my tools. I have 2 wrenches that Corey lent me, a breaker bar that's a pipe from my jack, and God's fucking goodwill. So I've got these 2 wrenches on top of each other, the box wrench trick.
Ooh.
And, sorry, this is my, that's okay. Hold on.
But
Buddy.
Other tab. Other tab.
you
Here
might
it
want
is. All right. So I got the 2 wrenches. One's, box wrench end in the open end, and I'm doing the fucking leverage trick. And my girlfriend just so happened to be coming back from a nice walk that she went on, captured this golden video of me. You can hear the wrenches slip. I'm now on fucking Saturn. I'm pissed.
Oh, that's amazing.
The car did win. And after many trials and tribulations, a new crank pulley, a new belt, and new tensioner, and shit runs fine.
So
You
what,
made
what
it
is the
here.
lesson we learned here?
Dude.
If something happens more than twice, there's probably another issue.
So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing.
No, that was
right?
correct answer.
Let's look deeper.
So
move
the
on.
crank pulley looked fine.
Dude,
It's a harmonic balancer. There's a
Okay.
layer of rubber,
There's
in
rubber in
between.
the middle. Yeah.
Right. So
Yes.
it looked fine. And now I'm telling my friend who's a master technician, he's like,
Oh.
when I started at Ford, I had an Escape that was doing the same thing. And it turned out that whenever it would get wet, this guy would get an alternator light. Because it would like do a burnout on the rubber.
On the rubber.
So I was like, you know what's funny? I went through the car wash like a week ago and I got a fucking power light. I didn't know. How the fuck am I supposed to know that? I'm not a goddamn engineer.
Yeah, you just thought there was like a short or something. You're like, ah.
Yeah, so I was
Old
like, it's
Honda,
fine. I
who
got wet.
cares?
It's mint now. So
Yeah.
when I put the belt on, I noticed that it was like shimmying on the tensioner pulley, and I'm like, it must just be this fucking bullshit tensioner, and that's why I changed it. But the whole time, this goddamn crank pulley was doing this stanky leg down there. But when I pulled it off, I noticed it was like smacking my oil pump a bit. So
Well, that's excellent.
slap some JB on there or something. I don't know. No, it's
Yeah.
fine. But
You're looking pretty tough in that shot. Joe.
you want to see it one more time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
may as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Let
just
the
play it in
boys
the
see.
background for good measure.
Can we get a full screen on it?
We'll post this to the Instagram.
There's
What
so
do you-
much
what do you
force
throw at it?
behind
Did you throw the hat? Yeah.
I was gonna throw a wrench. So.
That is such
Yeah.
that is such an old man move to throw your hat.
Yeah.
I remember. I
I
also
told you to hold the light steady.
That's exactly. God damn it!
I have terrible anger problems, which is why I don't throw wrenches and stuff. Because I have thrown like a tire iron through a bathroom door before, and
I
like
think it's a tire iron thing. I don't think it's an anger thing.
no, it is. I'm getting into how it's an anger thing.
Okay. Because I threw a tire iron through my my work like my.
They go through whatever
They're
you throw.
really fast.
Yeah, really nice stuff.
Yeah.
So I was driving somewhere, and like my radar detector kept on falling off my windshield, just like one piece of it. And it finally did it like the 5th time, and I punched it and broke my windshield. So I've now reeled it in.
Oh, dude.
I
Dialed
was
it
just
back
like,
a
what
bit.
the fuck? And there it goes.
I think the last time I threw something really, really hard was like an open end wrench when I was, I don't know, 15, and it slammed off the cement and hit me in the face.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And so I'm just like, I was working on my BMX bike doing something stupid. I don't know, switching pegs out or something. And it just, obviously a bolt was stuck, and I just, my rage was the floor, and the
Yeah.
floor told me not to do that anymore.
I mean, I learned because it was an X5M windshield, so it was all the fucking money.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, couldn't do this on one of my cars that has a replaceable windshield. This is a stupid thing.
Yeah.
And the rain sensing wipers never worked again.
Oh, you threw a tire iron through your windshield of that car that you were using?
No, I threw the tire iron through the bathroom of my old shop. I put the
The fist iron.
fist iron into the.
Yeah.
Well, I actually went to punch the radar detector, and then it obviously
Miscaught
went
the
to the thing
windshield.
it was attached to. Yeah, it was not great.
That's usually how physics works.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes you got to stop punching stuff. You know,
I got mad at my Civic once when I was taking it all apart, and I sawzawed the dashboard.
I like that.
I could not get this piece off. I was throwing it in the scrapyard, and I just got mad. I just cut this whole fucking dash with a sawzall. I was young, man. You know?
That's a lot of like. That's even.
You gotta take the
That's like
sawzall,
serial
plug
killer
it in,
shit.
get in the car. There's a lot of thinking.
That's
many
like a
accidents.
waiting period. Like, I'd calm down by the time I
I
plugged
was
the
just say,
saws
right,
off.
there was a period of, there was
I'm
a
good.
cool off in
Yeah.
between.
What is that? There's a name for that. What is it? What is it called when the murderers do that?
Premeditated.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
premeditated.
premeditated, for
He
sure.
had time to think about it, and he still did it.
Still did it.
Yeah.
You had to
You
go
know-
get
The sawzall.
tool.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, a week before you're
Find
like,
an
what this
outlet,
happens
Put
again.
the blade in.
Find an
Yeah.
open outlet.
plug it in.
Right, because it wasn't battery back then.
It was
So.
probably
Get an
tangled that
extension cord.
untangled.
Get an extension cord. Yeah.
Yep. Went to town on that day.
Yeah, that was first degree. That was first
First
degree.
degree dashboard slaughter.
I'm gonna give it like 10, 15 seconds. I got a quick one that was sent over to me.
Yes.
Came from Sigma Woodcraft, Emery. He said, 3 weeks back, you guys called out the Jeep Wave, which I think was longer than 3 weeks.
I think
What was the
we've made
Jeep
fun of the
Wave?
Jeep Wave quite a few times. The guys that wave to each other in Jeeps
Okay.
Yeah. I came up with the...
and blow each other
Oh,
kisses.
the Ram.
I
Right.
came,
It was
I came up with the Ram.
The Ramron?
Fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a small defense for it. I have a 97 Cherokee 2-door. I'm not a Jeep person. It's the only Jeep I would ever buy. It came up at a good price at the time I was shopping. Up here in down east Maine, there aren't many XJs left. So when I see one, I wave out of respect.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, I wave at pre-2002 Jeep Cherokees. It's a nice sign of fellowship where most of us driving them are enthusiasts keeping them going. I do. That's commitment. A 20-year-old Jeep, like,
The fact that
Up
you're
in Maine?
that you're distinguishing.
yeah.
That's
This
not
is really
rotted
good.
in half either.
Yeah.
You're going. Yeah.
That's commitment. I mean, you guys all deserve a pat on the back together. He says, I gave Shook 2 shows to share this callback. He ridiculed me and either made up a car crash story
I didn't know you wanted me to read it.
or crashed a vehicle into his own girlfriend's car to avoid sharing this.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, dude. Drunk driver
Any
hit
update
my
on that?
girlfriend's car parked.
Wait, there's a Toyota truck wave.
Dude, anybody who
Oh,
has the
the
same car
Forerunner.
does
I
the
would.
wave.
Oh, the Forerunner.
We did the 4?
Yeah. You gotta give him the.
My bad, dude.
That's
I would have
good.
shared that if I knew.
That's
oh yeah,
really
tacos,
good.
dude. Taco
Taco
time.
taco timeout
Taco timeout. Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah, we did like not a whole show. Definitely way too long of a segment, making up all the.
of all the potentials.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour segment.
Yeah. The Forerunner is definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Toyota.
It feels very odd to do, but it's great. It's really fun to watch.
Once upon a time, Toyota gave us the Forerunner to test, and we came up with the Forerunner wave.
Yeah.
I think we go backwards.
Give them the
That
4.
might be why they never gave us anything.
Yeah, I think that's why we never got. No, we
You
got a
never
super
got a press
after
car
that.
ever
Oh, did we
again.
get a Super?
We got
Yeah.
the Super after that, yeah.
And we actually had a good time in that, and did a good story in a magazine article, and they were just like, "Yeah, it's enough."
That's really neat. You guys have gotten press cars.
Yeah.
It's
That's
really
freaking
fun.
awesome.
It's fun.
So cool.
The first one
We'd like
was
to get
the
more.
Forerunner.
Yep.
And I don't even know how that came about.
I just pitched them.
Hey, can we have a
There,
Forerunner?
there really wasn't much to that. Honestly,
sure.
it was just
Nobody wants a Forerunner.
here's my list of cars that would be cool, and that was actually the precursor because that was me setting up for the Supra.
Yeah, and then the Super, we kind of pitched them an idea, hounded them a lot, and
That worked out great.
That's
that was
great.
awesome.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
We
How
ended
long
up
did you have it for?
a week.
Cool.
Yeah, we ended up doing a rally from here up Mount Washington,
Oh,
and that's what we
awesome.
took was the Supra. That was cool.
Super
We
cool.
got and that was
probably like 50 cars.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a good amount, enough for the police to ask us to be good.
No, that was me.
Yeah,
Oh, that was you too. All right, that passed along the message. Right.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
Yeah,
it was
that's
cool to
very
do.
neat.
But yeah, we came with the Forerunner. That's what we like.
Yeah.
We were driving up to Vermont to go see
It was
Jay.
like a John Cena type.
Yeah, it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
You can't go like you can't see me. It was like kind of from the steering wheel.
Yeah.
The more of a happy wave.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Shook. There was another callback about Rob.
Yes.
I think you
Rob
have that pulled
Goodwin.
up. Yes.
I don't have it pulled up.
Oh,
I can get it pulled up.
okay.
Yeah,
you can just mention
definitely
that,
get
please.
it pulled up. Do you know this gentleman?
I do very well.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 So I unfortunately I don't know who he is at all. I've obviously seen it a lot on social media, so I've been filled in that spectrum of it
Yeah.
all. But we wanted to make sure we shared it here, so if anyone
Great.
wasn't aware
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah, that's
we
amazing.
can kind of pass that along.
Yeah.
He is. So I've been driving for 7 years. He's at every single event I'm at.
Yeah.
Not like no matter what, he is at every single event, and he is the first one to put like media up. Doesn't ask for anything. Just said he's such a good guy.
This
yeah.
is what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and,
And he's all
sucks
over.
to see.
Yeah.
It's
Up and
incredible
down.
how much
You-
money they've raised.
all over, right? It's not just like, oh, he's in Northeast. He's literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with the Wadman's camp for a bit,
Mhm.
following them for Formula.
Yep.
And he's a good dude. He takes good pictures, and I guess they posted an update today. I guess he had maybe an underlining issue.
I just saw that on the way up. They said that potentially high blood pressure issues.
yeah,
Um,
you got to go to the doctor.
scary.
If you're listening, go to the doctor. Get your shit
Yeah.
checked out, man.
I just went to the doctor for the first time in way longer than I'd like to admit, and everything was good. But I was like, okay, this was nice just to go check.
Yeah.
yeah, it makes
bit
you feel
reassuring.
better. For
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
because you get to our age and you start feeling things, and you're like, I don't know, is that
that's- yeah.
supposed to?
You fall down the
I'm
stairs.
fucking
and
old.
you're
Yeah.
like,
Who knows?
You don't remember falling down the stairs.
Right.
You wake up. You don't have an arm.
Yeah.
Somehow broke your hip.
Breathe in wrong. You feel a sharp pain. You're like, this is it.
This is the
Yeah.
one.
This is it.
Just so everyone can know, if you go to GoFundMe and search Rob Goodwin, it'll come up, and you can kind of read about it there, pass it along, share it, toss a few bucks at it if you can. I'm sure every penny helps to them right now. So.
Yeah. So essentially, what happened was, unfortunately, Rob suffered a stroke on April 2nd. And as Corey was mentioning, on the GoFundMe, you can find all the details and updates and things like that. But he's a part of, the automotive community as a whole, just from shooting media and whatnot, all over the place, bunch of drift events, motorsports in general. And as Grant was saying, like, great guy.
And he's nonstop too.
Yeah.
So I know he's still in the hospital. It's got to be driving him nuts because
Yeah.
I travel a lot, and he everywhere I go, I see him. So
Right. And
it's,
now's the time. Like, it's just about springtime.
Yeah,
It was
it's
probably
hammer time.
gearing up
Yeah.
to go.
Yep.
I will say too, like, I'm very proud of the community that, this got shared
so many
much.
times.
Yeah.
and there's so many likes on the updates and the amount of donations, like not total, but like people that have donated. And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, almost 700. So I mean, that's a
I mean,
huge amount of
dude,
people. Yeah.
it's really, even if you give $1, you're helping, but
Right.
it's just beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no,
this
it's a
dude
very-
and his family are in need, and like just the fact that even if it was even just the Northeast, it's like it feels cool to be like tight, you know,
Yeah.
like that. So
Well, it's cool, and I think this shows you that the world is still good.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
for sure.
only the bad shit gets shown.
Is all we
always.
ever see, right?
But it's cool to see, like you said, that
yeah,
people give a shit. You
for
know?
sure, yeah. And like, I mean, dude, how many times has he shot for a driver? Like this is,
Right, bunch of different
it
stuff.
feels like the least that we could do to help this dude.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's simple. Share it, and if you can't donate, share it.
Josh, you
Yeah.
said you're going to throw this in the.
I will put this into the body of the episode, so that'll pop up on Apple, Spotify, all the players and stuff like that. Actually, I'll put it on YouTube too. When
And then
I'm
show
on
notes?
YouTube, yeah.
I'm
So
gonna link it in
so
the
the
chat.
the link for the GoFundMe will be on all of our stuff in there. So
Sweet.
go follow that, have a read, and donate if you can.
Sweet.
What else? Anything else for callbacks?
Donut meat.
Oh, geez, forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't able to attend.
We had a donut meet Sunday. The whole day. I thought it was Saturday. It was such a bummer at the end of the day. That was a ton of fun. We had a ton of cars show up.
Yep.
I had to leave a little early because I had some stuff to do.
I think everybody took off a little early because it's so damn cold. The
Yeah,
wind
it was cold.
Killed it. Yeah.
Despite-
If we didn't have any wind, I think everybody was out of here by like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. My highlight was Jesse showing up in the Optimus Prime rib truck,
I didn't get to tour the inside of that thing.
which is essentially a 40-foot box truck with a $2,500 a month New York City apartment in the middle.
It's
and a garage in the back
unbelievable.
and
What's
a
the-
real over-the-top cab.
What does he use? It? He just goes. He's a
When-
rally.
yeah, when
or-
it goes rally racing and stuff, he lives in it. But it looks like it should be a tractor trailer, and it's a straight truck. I have no idea how he could get
That's
this thing
so
anywhere.
And
Huge.
it's registered as a camper, and he doesn't need a CDL to drive it.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
It's,
curious.
it's just like
yeah.
it's just like all the best things.
Yeah.
And it has like an air conditioning unit in the garage in the back that pipes into the whole thing. I mean, it's just a crazy, crazy thing.
So
I think
cool.
everybody there, especially everyone involved in Motorsport, was secretly trying to buy it from him. But Jesse finds all these crazy things all over the world. So
I was going to say, do we know, like, where did it, does somebody still manufacture that? Or
no,
is it just
that's
kind
a
of
custom. That's a
Okay.
custom rig.
Okay.
It's a custom rig. It
Yeah.
is cool as hell. So he brought that, which was a big truck to bring out here, and then Chris Surse came out, which was cool as hell. Haven't
Yep.
seen him in a long
It's awesome
time.
to see those boys.
When I saw CTSV, I should have known it was him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So lots of cool
Always good to
cars,
see
dude.
them. Hopefully see Chris more. We'll probably catch up with him soon enough.
Who won?
I
Who was
for-
the best briber? Warren.
Brock Jones.
Yeah,
He won.
Warren won because he brought me some Liquid Death Energy drinks.
I didn't know that.
Sure you didn't.
I really didn't. So I took it. Me and Stairs at the end. I'm like, hey, we got to pick somebody. Let's narrow it
No,
down.
Warren comes to everything, man.
So we were narrowing it down, and Stairs made the suggestion. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that.
yeah,
So he was the round 2 champion.
we had some good donuts too. That was like one of the biggest donut turnouts we ever had.
A lot
dude.
of dough. A lot
The
of
free
dough.
donut table's out of control.
Yeah.
What about nuts? A lot of dough, a lot of nuts.
A lot of dough, a lot of
Just
nuts.
So I don't know if you've seen online, but like once a month, pretty much from March to November, or it was once a month. It'll be more frequently this year, but
Mm-hmm.
we do what we call like a donut meet, where people just come in like potluck donuts. And we'll,
Oh,
like-
everybody brings their own.
Yeah.
Everybody
well,
brings
they-
enough for everybody.
Everybody
Yeah,
for
yeah,
everybody.
bring whatever.
Oh,
and
that's
and
really
the
cool.
cool thing is like we have people from all over the place. So
Yeah, drive up from
what the hell's
Maryland.
that? Was it Dell's from Ed's? I can't remember the name of the place from Connecticut.
Ed Pudva,
Yeah.
he brought Neil's.
Neil's, that's
He's a
it.
big
Neil's
Neil's
Donuts
guy.
from Connecticut.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
we have some dudes from upstate who bring
Cronuts.
Cronuts.
Donuts. We had
Donuts
Allie's Donuts
Yeah.
from Rhode
Allie's-
Island.
a bunch of different cool
Good
shit.
idea.
Allie's dough is good. I don't like the frosting as much as I like Neil's.
Yeah, but have you done the glazed from Allie's?
Slamming. That's like their best.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really good.
unbelievable.
I just the frosting is like too cake for me.
The
I want-
frosting's cake
I want
frosting.
fake icing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, can I? You guys are donut guys, obviously.
Fire
Do
away.
you like the really extravagant donuts, or do you like the simple donuts?
No.
Give me a
Simple.
glazed donut.
Okay, so I'm a simple donut guy. I
you
even
go.
am
Here
as
we
simple
go.
as cinnamon sugar donuts.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are all right. It depends on the place. Like
So
Dunkin'
for,
Donuts, you get a cinnamon sugar.
Trash.
Nah.
I was gonna say,
Get out.
and
Yeah,
everything
I agree.
from
Complete
there,
bullshit.
everything from there tastes the exact same.
Yeah.
no matter what,
Yes.
everything's the
No,
same.
you
flavor.
rate a place. I rate a place by the glazed. I go there, get a glazed. If the glaze is good, everything's gonna be
It's
good.
a good
Okay.
doorstepper, you know. But a OG mom and pop shop cinnamon sugar.
Cinnamon
donut
sugar's
is
killer
like
donut.
fried dough.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
And then I gotta bring Beach Donut next one and they have sour cream donuts.
Oh, sour cream donuts.
I was
killer.
gonna say
Brother.
Need has those. Yeah.
Okay,
They're
so
so
I'm going to make a deal with you guys right now.
All right.
I have a very busy schedule this year,
Yep.
but I promise to bring the best apple cider donuts you've ever had in your entire life.
Count me in.
apple cider, the best apple ciders.
The best apple cider.
Are they?
I'm a sucker
They-
for apple ciders.
Are
dude.
they from?
They're from a place in Bethel, Connecticut called Blue Jay Orchards.
Okay, nope.
They
not the
are
place.
absolute fire.
Yep.
They have like the caramelized shit dripping off the bottom
Yeah,
of
I
them.
love
They
Come
are
on.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Daddy.
and you but the issue is you can only get them during apple season.
Right.
So
Proper.
it'll have to be the end of this summer.
I was gonna say we got.
Take them at any time.
Let's see.
That's
We got
unbelievable.
round 7, round 8, and the championship round. So September 3rd, October 8th, and November 5th.
We could have an apple cinnamon donut. We could have an apple cider donut off.
Are they? Have you had?
That's
dudes
I know a
donuts?
good
Good
spot in
idea.
Western
Yeah.
Mass. It's going to
That's
be
a
a
good
fucking long
idea.
round trip.
Matter of fact, right? There's like 2 spots that have that same thing: farm apple cider
Donut
donuts.
theme? What donut we're going to have?
Yeah.
Just have
Yeah.
a blind
Rally?
taste test?
Yep.
Oh, my
I like it.
God.
Have you had dudes donuts, Grant?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm trying to freak them
I didn't know
out.
if you were
Right. If there's
trying
some
to-
sort of
Yeah.
That
I
dude.
don't know what you
no,
were
no.
inferring.
It's in
Setting 'em up.
Connecticut. It's dudes donuts, and then there's the other one, the Hortons cider.
Tim?
killer. That one's sick too.
right.
Horton
Tim Horton.
Dude,
Is that?
Yeah, well, it's not Tim Hortons, no. But you get like an alcoholic beverage at early in the morning, and they put an apple cider donut on top of that shit,
Yeah.
and then you go play mini golf there.
Oh, God.
Pretty cool.
Sounds like an
God.
afternoon.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. So yeah, that's we've got a pretty full schedule for that this
Yeah,
year.
and off to a great start. I'm really excited for our next one's May 7th. And in May, we start the Revival Night get-togethers as well. I think I had to move some stuff around for those, so the schedule is updated on our website. And I did that because of Lock City and a handful of other things as well. So, but those are up there too. So May 7th, weather will be probably nicer, a little bit warmer,
Yeah.
and we'll be here.
We're getting pumped for that. Another event, upcoming event. We've been working on this a little bit.
Yep.
I've been hinting at it a little bit. So back in the day when I owned Banchworks with the boys, we used to throw an open house, do a party the night before Dust Off. We called it the Dusk Off. It was a dusk in Providence. It was awesome. Well, we're going to try to do the same thing this year on the Saturday night before Dust Off. We're going to do it at the Red Door in Providence, Rhode Island. And it's going to be Revival Motoring's official pre-party to the Dust Off.
Yep.
And I'm working on basically have the parking garage across the street. We are going to reserve the whole top floor of it. So if you guys are coming in with nice cars to downtown, you do not have to park it in the street. You're going to be able to park it up top. It'll be kind of like a car showy vibe thing. And then directly across the street is Red Door, which has drinks and awesome food. And I'm DJing there that night till 2 a.m. And I think we're starting about 8 p.m. So that's going to be on the 29th. And then Josh further pointed out that on the 29th, there is a Lock City Drift event in Thompson. So we're trying to tie this whole thing up into a neat little package where you
That
go
is a
lock.
day.
Where you go lock.
That's a weekend, buddy.
So you could make a weekend out of what we've always talked about. Make a weekend out of it. You could go to Lock City, have a nice time. You could stay over in Providence that night. Come to the Red Door, hang out with your boys over there,
Get wasted.
get wasted. Hey, if you're staying downtown, you can park in that garage. You can park upstairs overnight, and then make it out. It's about 45 minutes to Thompson from downtown. 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shop on 146.
So
The
yeah.
night meets here are going to be the official Underglow Nationals.
The
Correct?
night meets here will be, but this is going to be a pretty big thing. We're working right now with the owners of the parking garage to make sure we can secure that.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and-
it's usually just $10 to park there anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But
And there's about 60-ish spots up top. And we're waiting on one final confirmation of
we're
something
waiting to
that
see
we
if
don't
there's a
even-
water fire in Providence that night. If there is, I might just sit at the bottom and hand people $10 bills so they can just park up there anyway. So if you want to help sponsor this thing, we're looking forward to it.
Yes, if
Looking for
Or else-
$10 bills.
I'll just sponsor it. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it night before, and if this goes well, we can 100% do this every year. We can even shut down the street in front of Red Door and have a nice party out there. So yeah, let's just hit us up and let us know if you're about it. I think
Yeah.
everybody will be. We've always had a good time at the Dusk Off. Same idea. Providence is probably the best city close to Thompson. I don't know.
I think
I'm
it's
not-
the
baby, you
only
got
city
Worcester.
close to Thompson.
Yeah, so it's the best city close to Thompson. And there's a ton of food. Like if you're gonna stay, if you're coming up for the weekend or whatever, it's a fun city. There's great places to eat. There's great places to hang out and
Yeah.
come
Get
hang out with
Mike
the boys
shawarma.
over there. Get a
And,
shawarma.
and again, 2 events at Thompson. Lock City in the morning of Saturday, and then, during the day Saturday, and then dust off on Sunday.
What a
Yeah,
wild
actually, it's
turnaround.
Lock City. Then it's Laps for Jesus.
Yep.
Then it would be Red Door Hangout. Then you'd wake up and go to
Dust off.
Dust Off.
Try to get yourself
Big
up.
weekend.
Have a
That's
nice,
a good weekend.
It's a fun weekend.
Yeah, that's a good weekend.
have a nice cold start coffee. Get some hair on your chest, and
Yeah.
have out there.
And Red Door has like outside, like up on their balcony and stuff. There's a ton of fun. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. It's April 29th. I don't know if you want to be part of it. Hit me up.
Yep.
As far as I don't know if we could have people vending up top. I don't know. I don't want to really make it a big car show on top of the garage, but the picture's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Giant mural behind it.
Yep.
Lighting's really cool up there. It's a really really
Andy
cool spot.
Levin
It's.
just said.
I was gonna say I've used it before. I've shot in the magazine Chuck's R32 there way back when.
Yeah, that's where we first shot it.
Awesome,
That's where
Danny.
Parking
for
for
pals.
pals.
$1 donation. Thank you.
that's where we first concepted this podcast.
It is
was
actually, yeah,
on top of
because
that garage.
it was literally where I asked Chuck to be my partner.
It was beautiful.
In life.
I still have the ring. I still have the ring. Austin in the chat, $9.99 parking for pals. Thanks, buddy. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a blast. Just come out. I mean, we're starting pretty early because I know a lot of you guys go to sleep early. So we're starting at 8 p.m. I'm looking at Corey.
I'm out of there by 10:30.
But for you wild man, we go to at least 2, so it should be a lot of fun.
It's funny
Yeah, the
'cause he's
Marriott is right next door if you're staying. It's a good hotel.
yeah.
So
in walking distance.
oh god, yeah, it's like it's stumbling distance.
Jack
It's-
Sparrow your way over
It's
there.
literally it's 2 blocks. I'll get you there if you're staying in the
Jack.
Marriott.
Which
I
way
wish
is
they
my
could see
room?
I know. Yeah, his impression of
movements he
Jack
just
Sparrow.
did. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
it's
Yeah,
perfect.
you're staying in the Marriott. I'll get you there. You know, I'll get you over there.
We'll bust you on over.
I got another one. So yeah, we're working on that. It's gonna be a blast. So yeah, please put that in your schedules.
Yep. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You ready to give some shit away?
Yeah, blow it up your ass.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's
let's
do
do
some
that.
giveaway. I get some Paddock talk too. Don't leave me out this time.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll get right into B for B.
Yeah, let's roll this shit. I gotta drop
We
bombs.
doing B for B? Or we
We'll
doing
do B for B right now. 'Cause I
Right
think
now?
it's probably best time, and then we'll get right into the giveaway as well.
All right, hey everybody, it's Chuck from Arrival again, just begging you to come to an event on the 29th. Now I'm going to beg you for some money to keep this podcast going. What is Bucks for the Boys? Bucks for the Boys is a value for value system, and it's how we keep the lights on in this magnificent studio over here in beautiful East Providence, Rhode Island.
Beautiful.
Value for value means, hey, if you find any value in this podcast at all, we mean any, go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B, hit our subscription-based donation, pick how much you want to give us per podcast. We'll take 25 cents, $1, $10, $1,000. You just pick it. I think it withdraws every month.
Yep.
We appreciate you. You appreciate us.
I want to point this out.
Yeah.
Because what you just said just rang the bell that someone else asked me.
Yeah.
The amount you pick isn't per podcast, it's per month.
It's per month. Yeah,
Per
but
month.
you got to
Per
divide it by 4 and just
It's per month.
Yeah.
So, like, it makes it that much cheaper.
way cheaper.
Yeah.
That's
that
true.
much cheaper.
Realistically, it comes out to, I think the lowest one you can do is $2.
That's 50
So,
cents a podcast.
50 cents
50
a
cents
podcast.
podcast. And that's double anything we've ever made.
You know what that is? That's 2 quarters.
But let's say you don't want to do it, and I get it. You don't want to be on the subscription. Maybe the boys slack. Maybe you're worried about that. Go to info@revivalmotor.com at PayPal. Type in any amount, $69.69, $420.69, whatever you want. Send it your way. Throw a message in there. We're contractually obligated to read that message. You could tell us to go fuck our own asses, and we'll read it on the air.
I mean,
have
people do that
before.
for free, but you could definitely pay us.
Yeah, you could also do that for free. So we appreciate
Also, I'd
that.
like to point out that most podcasts are Patreon based, 1 hour an episode, and then if you subscribe, you get an additional 1 hour episode per week.
We're giving you that extra hour
We just
for
do
free.
Historically, all of ours are like somehow almost 2 hours and 22 minutes every time.
Yeah, it's
I think that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's like
That's the
always
natural sweet
2:22.
spot. Yeah.
So like you're getting it anyways, you know. So give us 50 cents, bitch.
So nonetheless, doesn't have to be money. You can hit us up with some sweet news leads. Maybe
Yep.
you're an industry insider.
Oh,
Funny graphics. We get some funny graphics of Corey in front of a G-Wagon.
dude, I'm telling you. It
That
was,
was
Who was that?
Right.
Carlito? Who gave
Yeah,
us
that's
that?
Carlito.
Dude,
Uh,
I fucking when that guy posts stuff, it just
it's
makes
the
me
best.
It's the best.
smile, dude.
Just message us, harass us. You can, the best thing you could do is obviously force someone to listen to the podcast or tell them about the podcast.
We're forcing
either way.
Grant to be here right now.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a beautiful thing. And also, tell people the podcast. Reviews, we only take 5 stars. You can put them in Apple. If you write a review, we will read it on the podcast. As I said, 5-star only. And then finally, the best way you could possibly distract us is at about 7 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday.
Yep.
We go and broadcast this disaster live on YouTube. And you can literally...
You can watch this train wreck roll into
you
town,
can watch it roll into town and literally distract us the whole time.
Could be cars, could be crabs.
Have you ever wanted to ruin this podcast for everybody listening, audio-wise?
Yeah, Grant,
Go ahead
did
and
you
distract
know?
us on the podcast.
Did you know that crabs love chicken? Well, you would have if you listened to Revival Motoring Podcast.
That came about like 2 years ago.
That was a long time
That's
ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
like my
so.
debut hit.
Yeah, that was one of the
have
first things you brought to the
questions.
table.
Big fact.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, hit me up. I know all about crabs.
He's going to
I'm
give you
just
a
curious
cell.
how the crab got to the chicken.
Oh, you give the
Shook
crab
puts
the
it in the
chicken.
water.
That's how you catch them.
Yeah.
How do they know they like them though?
Oh, dude, they love it. It's like crab crack.
Crab
It's
crack.
crazy.
You
it's
ever
crazy.
peddle crabs heroin? Because that's chicken.
That's basically chicken.
We had a strong stance of Shook, you're crazy. And then after the show, he showed us a video and we were like,
They love it, dude. They
Wait,
get
yeah, we were
smiles.
shocked.
this is like a
guess.
We
thing.
thought it was bullshitting.
Yeah.
I think that's it, Josh. What do you got on this?
If you are an active B4B subscriber, you will receive things in the mail, whether it's stickers, postcards, some random things that we have around here every now and again. You know, we'll just send it to you.
Sure, about
because
to
we
do.
have your addresses. And once every month, the first Wednesday of every month, we have a spinny wheel of happiness that we're going to spin. And of the B4B subscribers, one of you lucky people are going to be the wiener of this here spinning wheel of happiness. And you're going to get sent a bigger box. Matter of fact, from with some stuff from us and some stuff from our friend Every Detail Maine. He sent us some car cleaning supplies, microfiber, and a couple other bits there at the end of the table that we're going to throw in the box and send it off to you as well.
Yeah.
So with that said, Shook, can you please cue up the spinning wheel of happiness, and we will see who wins this month.
Yeah, it's Brandon DiCamillo. Is that how you say his last name? DiCamillo? Jackass guy? What's his name? Brandon DiCamillo.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
DiCamillo,
I don't know where you're going with this.
Well,
Yeah.
as he once said, if you want a breath mint, that's 50 cents. Because everything costs a little bit, bitch. So if you
don't
give us
expect
50
nothing
cents an
from me.
episode,
We're going.
you could be on this wheel. Are you ready?
All right, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Give it the spin.
Give it the spin. We're live spinning.
Spinning.
It's cool that Grant's here to see that this is actually
To
legitimate.
get fucking dizzy
I'll
from the
tell
wheel.
you guys if they're
Yeah.
bullshit.
If it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Number
11. Colin Stankard.
Oh, no shit.
Colin. Yep. Colin
I drive
Stankard.
cool cars.
Big
Yep.
shout out to Mr. I Drive Cool Cars.
So,
We'll be able
Colin.
to save on shipping this time.
You're
Yeah.
a wiener. I
Actually,
might
yeah.
actually see him this weekend.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll give you
run
a
the
box.
stuff up to him. Colin, you're gonna get a box in your box, buddy. Get ready
Yep,
for
it's
it.
gonna
Yeah,
be some
open
stuff.
up that box to receive our box.
So
Because we're going to scissor you a gift.
that's perfect.
Get ready for the scissor train.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
So with that said, we appreciate everybody who subscribes to the B4B, and we do our best to make sure we can give back to you. So we genuinely appreciate it. It does genuinely keep the lights on here as well. And I said genuinely too many times in a row. So we're going to move on.
No, we can't. You haven't heard the BPL?
That's
Oh,
right.
shit.
What's the
BPL.
bucks per listen?
So every week we take
Whoa.
the amount of money that comes in
Oh, I thought you said it's very weak. I'm sorry.
and we figure out what that gains us. And this week we were at 14 cents for every listen.
That's pretty solid.
14
Still
cents
in the
per
teens.
listen?
Every
All right,
person
We'll take it.
who's given
What
us a
was
listen,
last week again?
17.
Was that a course record?
That was course record.
Wow.
329 2023 was the highest ever.
We're like Dogecoin. It's just all over the fucking
It's all over the place. We're all gonna end up broke.
Some days
Oh,
maybe
no.
good, some days maybe
Yeah.
shit.
Listen, I'm gonna ride the high.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. Bucks to the boys again.
Yes.
We'll
Thank
have
you.
to- Are we
very-
going into Paddock talk
very
from
much.
Bucks
Yeah,
to
we'll
the boys?
do Paddock talk now. Yeah. Makes
Okay.
sense. You had one.
Yeah, well, you guys have been doing Paddock talk all winter, but I've not been fixing anything, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I had a question. I'll save it for off the air because I don't know. Somebody asked it in the chat.
Oh, what's up with my GTR?
Yeah.
It's a TCS. It's next on the list.
Okay.
So I think
That's
it's
a good
next
update.
week or so. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
What is going on with it?
Well, I had GT28s in it, and I smoked the back one. I didn't run a blow file for a while because it made cool duck noises.
Of course.
So it kind of chopped up that rear turbo. You know, the stalls is the duck noise. So I needed to upgrade those. So it's getting EFRs. It had an AM Infinity. Seamus hates it. It's getting a Haltech.
What year car is it?
89.
Okay. Oh, it's a 32.
Yeah, 32. Intake manifolds. Getting a whole bunch of shit done.
Pause that right there, Chuck. Not that I don't give a shit, but $6.69 from Matt Wood in the chat. Thank you for your donation.
Thank you, Matt Wood. Yeah, so it's over there. He's going through it. I mean, it made 450 to the wheels on his dyno with a pretty dead back turbo, so it should be nice with the EFRs in it. They're not stock position. They're like it's a full race kit.
Oh, cool.
So like up top with the better flow, kind of a better way to flow through as opposed to those stuff down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for that thing to get going through. I just didn't feel like doing any work myself at all because I had to fab all the intakes and stuff, and it was like, not for me.
Yep.
But luckily, more importantly, I've been working on the MCV, which is a 1995 Chevy G20 van from the movie Grown Ups 2.
Sure, bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up. Where can I get that
Painted
from?
like
Google.
Or
painted
our
like Star
Instagram,
Wars,
because
which
it's
is
definitely on our
ridiculous.
Instagram.
Actually.
Yeah, actually has Star Wars all over.
And it was actually in Grown Ups too.
We call
Wait,
it the.
no, really?
Yeah,
It
it
was,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a movie car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
If I just
sick.
Google out of curiosity,
Yeah, you will, but it's a bad picture.
I was just going to say, it doesn't really show it too
Yeah,
good.
there's one.
It's there,
Oh, there
it's
it is.
right there in the
Right
background.
That's your van.
Don't click
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't play that. If you
Where
go,
did you find
Hit
that?
images.
My buddy, I can't. I'll tell you after.
There it is.
Because
Yeah,
I don't think it was
that's it
supposed
right
to.
there.
I don't think it was supposed to stay Star Wars.
That is so cool.
Yeah, there it is. That's exactly the van.
Hey, is this the movie where the kid pisses in the bank for like forever?
I have no clue.
Is it that movie?
Piss isn't
do you
in the
mean
bank.
Big Daddy?
No, not that one.
I don't remember pissing
I
in the
I don't know.
bank.
One where
I've
the kid goes to the bathroom forever. It's like over 60 seconds.
I've
No, I don't
honestly
think so.
never
That's
seen this
Austin
movie in
Powers.
its entirety.
If you ever want to sell
Another
that,
great movie.
You're my guy.
I'm your guy.
All right. So nonetheless,
That's so
It is for
cool.
sale. No.
it's not for sale. I got this disaster. We call it the MCV, the mutual consent van. Obviously, we're trying to push back on the age old. We're not going to talk about it.
Pete, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
this
get it, I
this
get
is
it.
before I found out. So I have brakes are being interesting. So I pumped the brakes a little in the garage.
Wait, that's what you put your
Dude,
notes.
blasting brake fluid out of the back brake lines. So this is how I fix things. I get the pre-terminated line, the right length.
Okay.
Pull the old one off. I'm like, I'm not going to do the front. It has a little fitting, like a union, you know?
Yep.
I'm going to do the back. I'm not going to do the front. Noah the God came out to help me, which is really nice.
Yep.
Put that back brake line on, pump it up, immediately blow the front one. So
It's just finding all the weak points.
it keeps going. So the front one goes in. So it's right here at that union, and then there's a union over here, but in between there's a box. It's gonna get a friend of mine. So I'm like, this is cool. I'll just take that off, and I'll take this off, and I'll pull it out. I don't know what the box is.
Okay.
Take this one off. Take this one off. Piss all the fluid out of everything. Turns out the skid pan is where the ABS is actually in the middle of that truck underneath.
I feel like I knew. So that's a Chevy thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause
Chevy
they can't
thing.
fit it. You can't fit shit under that hood.
Yeah.
So
much America.
I effectively dumped the line going into the ABS in the front, and then pulled this line out. Whatever. Hours later, it's back together. The thing's got so much brake now, it could do a front flip. I mean, the brakes, the brakes were so fucking sketchy on this thing, and I had no idea. You know, you don't know till it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, brakes are unbelievable. But when I discovered this brake disaster, I was repairing rust, so it rusted out a little, like under the conversion windows.
Right on Han's face.
No, I wish. So I was doing the old Charlie Justice rust repair, right? So we'll get to the end right now. I'm a body man now. That's what has happened.
Professional.
I'm a professional body man. I was out there. I sanded down, whizzy wheeled it down, just got it right down to the nit. You know where there's a little bit of cratering going on, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing not to
Loaded
write home
it
about.
with mud.
No, I didn't put anything in it. We're keeping this baby raw.
Oh, okay. All right.
Brought it down, took the bargain buyer, my local shitty newspaper, masked that baby off, little self-etching primer, couple coats, let it sit overnight, go down to O'Reilly's. What do you guys got for Chevy's paint, right? So there's silver and Galaxy silver. And I'm like,
Obvious.
No, I'm like, this is a fucking trap. I'm not getting Galaxy Silver. Dude, I get the silver, put it on, get a couple coats of that, and then I'm going to blend it with the clear. You know how
Oh,
that
you
goes.
blend it.
Yeah,
Oh,
blend it with the
okay.
clear
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Shoot it.
So-
I've tried that before.
Yeah, just like a flare tag.
Yeah, flare tag.
If you stand far enough back, it'll work.
Yeah, I'll blend the whole truck. But the truck's going to be clean, so I haven't done it yet. I swear to you, I sent you guys all the thing. I'm peeling the newspaper off, and I'm like, I didn't even take before pictures because I figured it was going to be so bad.
Yeah.
Disappeared. It's fucking that paint is so goddamn on the color. It just looks like someone painted the outline of Montana in one of the. It's like a little square like this big, but it was like, yeah. Come on. Tell me that ain't perfect.
Pretty perfect.
That's pretty perfect, dude.
Yeah.
I'll
Pretty
touch that up. Give me a little blue. Give me
Matter
a
of
little
fact, they
Chevy
should
blue.
name the color that. Pretty perfect.
Pretty
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, it's pretty-
And then the other one, I took this thing up and it was fucking floored. I can't believe this. So I sent everybody a picture of it in the fact that I'm a body man now.
Big Star Wars jokes in the chat. It's a trap.
Galaxy Blue. It's a trap. Dude, I fucking love it. Plug the master.
Oh, there's so many.
So I end up. So that's all good, and now kind of towards it's got a little body kit on it, some like fiberglass cladding,
Yeah,
which is great for retaining moisture. So it's rusted out a little bit in like the back passenger side corner where I'm obviously going to run the exhaust through, and then the other side. So I'm going to learn about welding patch panels in. I'll probably do that.
Well,
I
you
don't know,
got
once
the
I run it.
body work done.
Bodyworks.
Now
done.
you get the metal fab done, and you'll be
That went good.
build a new car.
Sony's in on the project. It's getting a big honking system in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Which is unbelievable.
What were you looking at today?
4-link.
The 4-piece? No, the speaker.
Oh, it's got a 24-piece orchestra. 24 speakers.
But
It was a four.
it was a-
it was a kicker. I don't really want to bring up, but Sony's in on the project. But it was a 4x 12-inch box.
Okay. The box dimensions were 21 inches by 36 inches by 28 inches.
Dude, it said recommended wattage.
That's bigger than my
minimum
bedroom.
wattage 2,400, and I was like, that might be the one we need. There's the back seat motors down into a bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just lay there, turn it on. You know what I mean? It's really going to change my life for the better.
Yeah, that sound system will take you to a galaxy far, far away.
It keeps going though. So me and Kyle looking at 4-link because that thing obviously has to park on its frame rails, which is coming. But then I'm talking to Phil. I'm texting with Phil. Phil's the king of LS swaps, our buddy 4-door Phil.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, dude. And he talked about it on the podcast that I didn't listen to or was here for. He's like, you can literally, if you want like a 1,500 truck engine, it's like $800 with ECU
And harness.
and harness.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you don't, no one's ever going to see it. You can't see this motor. It's just buried in that thing. I think I'll do that this winter. Just chuck a modern V8 in it, put a Bigfoot's dick cam in it, call it a day.
Leave it as dirty as possible because you'll never even see it.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you just
matter.
clean out the inside with ethanol.
Dude,
Exactly.
Corn fed, baby.
so wildly excited about getting this thing going. But Phil says I'm going to sell the GTR the second I do a burnout on this thing. He's probably right.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, see? So yeah, I'm back in Paddock talk, boys. You
Yeah.
know, you've been fucking around with your shit the whole time.
Yeah.
I knocked it all out this weekend. Van's
lot.
perfect.
Oh,
It might take-
you did all that body work this weekend?
Yeah, buddy.
That's
Can't you
impressive.
tell how tired
man.
I don't know how
I
you
don't have security footage in my camera, you know?
I don't know how you had time to sleep.
Dude, I did it. I was too excited.
What about you? What have you been working on, Grant?
I was going to say, you got
yeah,
a laundry
so-
list of
baked
things.
potato right there.
It's been like a full-time job trying to keep my E36 drift car driving.
Sorted. Yeah.
Sorted. Yeah. I'm like a crackhead with maintenance. So changing the oil every time I drive the car, which is easy. I have a
Yeah.
lift in my shop, which I'm like super grateful for. So I throw it up, change the oil, not a big deal. Made a video for YouTube last week, basically talking how my car's so good and it never breaks.
Oh,
Friday
Jesus,
morning, the
dude.
diff exploded.
Yeah.
So got a diff at the track. It was whining really bad. So yesterday and today, I got another diff, welded it, put it in. Then the water pump was leaking. There's a whole slew of shit that maybe I never saw.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that car. And then I have a JZX 90 Mark II that the past couple weeks I pulled the engine out, stripped the bay, took the head off, sent it to JP, my machinist.
Yep.
We're painting the engine bay, deleted the ABS. It's getting a G Series turbo, full new fuel system, like the whole shebang. But I want that car done in like 3 weeks. So that's been like a pretty big, like my main focus right now.
Yep.
You said JP's your machinist?
Yes.
He's my therapist at this point.
Yeah, same.
I send him pictures of my
Man's
cylinder
working
walls. He's
double
like, bro,
duty.
beat it down. I'm like, you got it, buddy.
It's always, I love JP and we talk all the time. He's one of those people, I know he's so fucking busy. I don't want to like respond to a story and bother him like, haha, that's so funny. The only time I ever talk to him, I'm like, JP, I'm fucked. I need help right now.
I know, right? Yep.
So, but he's like, he's the best, dude. He really is the
He
best.
hooked me up with
Absolutely
my
love watching
flywheel.
his
they're
his
so
reels and
good, dude.
informative. It's just like
Yeah.
I've learned more about internals and how things work other than magic.
Yeah.
Is what I thought before. Just by watching him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just
It's
like how he says beryllium. This is his accent. Gets me chubby.
How does he say it?
I can't. No, I'll let him do it.
How does he say it?
I don't know.
Well, he's been so busy, it's hard to get him here. You know?
Yeah, I know.
He'd be a good
He'd be
Yeah,
a sick
yeah.
have on the
guest.
podcast.
we would
Yeah.
we would love
I'm like,
to.
JP, we'll literally buy you food and I'll drive you. He's like, I wish I could. I don't have time.
I
Oh,
get
yeah,
it.
'cause
I
you
get it.
live-
He's busy.
pretty
I
close,
live-
next to him, right?
I'm
Down
like,
the road.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
less than 5 minutes
Yeah.
from JP's.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he's always the 11 o'clock at night. JP, my head gasket's leaking. Can you please machine my cylinder heads? He's like, drop it off. I'm like, okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I told him a week ahead of time, like, hey, I need a flywheel done. Could you do it in a day? And he's like, yeah, no problem. All right, you're the man.
I do it to myself, but I'm always so busy that I don't ever have a week. Like
Yeah.
he's had the head for probably a week now, but the only reason he's had it so long is because the valve stem seals have taken a while to come in. If that didn't take a while, it would have already been back to me.
If you had a small block 4, this should be out the door.
Well,
That's
I'm
all they
usually
do
bringing
there.
him LS parts, so it's just like bing, bing, done. Back in the garage in a day.
What do they call him? V8 Joe? Dude, just big 302 guy there.
I don't know. Oh, one of the guys that works there.
Yeah,
yes.
their shop predominantly does 302 stuff. And he's like, if you want to split your block in half, we have head programs in the machine. Like, we will make power. And I was like, all right, fuck yeah.
So yeah, I've been very busy.
Yeah.
I obviously am doing it to myself, but it's what I like doing.
I was gonna say right, and there's purpose behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. More purpose now than previously, but
Yeah.
so there's purpose behind it. But then my brand new truck like blew up the other week, so it's always something.
Yeah.
What are you
Thankfully.
driving?
What?
What was the truck?
2020 Silverado.
It's
It
pretty brand new.
Trying to part that motor out.
dropped I don't think you'd want the engine.
That's not bad.
It dropped a lifter or collapsed a lifter, broke a push rod, and burnt the cam up all in the same thing. So they had to pull both heads off, change all the lifters, all the push rods, everything.
So naturally,
Holy
you bought
shit.
Bigfoot's dick for your daily.
I have a warranty, so you caught me really off guard with the BFD.
Yeah.
I have a warranty, so I didn't do any of that myself, but that was a very stressful 2 weeks. They're like, well, we don't know if it's going to be covered. And I was like, yes, it is.
Yeah. There's no
It
reason it
definitely
shouldn't
is.
be.
Let
Yeah,
me
there is.
explain to you why this is going to be covered.
There's
Yeah.
absolutely no question that you're going to cover this.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't work on anything.
Yeah.
That's all I work on.
That's not true. You big, what do you call it? Stand-up jet ski guy.
Big stand-up jet ski.
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I love that. That explains the flow.
I have some stories for you about those if you want stories
Yes,
about stand-up jet skis.
Talking about that cabbage back there, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Talking about that.
I should have known.
Talking about
I
that
should have
Kentucky
known.
waterfall, dude. I'm trying. Look, I'm
Dude,
on
it's
my
coming.
way.
It's coming. Don't you worry.
3 years.
3 years. Then I'll be fucking Mr. Cabbage himself.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
just
big,
gonna look like a
big
Lego
stand-up
man.
jet ski guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've had.
Isn't Garrett doing all stand-up jet ski shit?
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
You
just
guys
built
are
a
in the
crazy
stand-up
one.
jet ski gang?
Yeah. Yep.
Garrett's a bad influence, man.
We call them lake choppers.
Like,
Oh, God, dude.
lake choppers are cool. Dude, every time I see Garrett's, I'm like, you remember Wave Race for N64?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's us every weekend.
Get some
Get
vest.
outta
I
here,
know.
dude.
I see it, and I'm like,
You
could
got
put
those
a trailer
boys on the
hitch
ocean? You
on
take
the
those
Civic.
things offshore or what?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't do this. I don't have a expensive enough stand-up jet ski, but my friend's going backflip in the ocean. Barrel rolls, backflips.
Dude.
It's freaking insane.
What
Super
kind of
cool.
distance you get on those things? You take one of those up to Rhode Island from down there or what?
No, they don't ride that far.
Yeah.
You go like a mile and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's a
okay.
lot of standing.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I want a super chicken in the worst way.
Yeah,
You
they're
take
amazing.
Take my lady out in that bad sucker.
You gotta, wait, have you ever seen a jet mate?
No.
Okay, you have to pull it up on the screen.
Google it. Bring it up.
That's
Because if you think a super chicken
J-E-
is cool,
Is it jet like MI, like a we? MI or MY?
I'm not responding.
Jet me?
I've learned already. It's been an hour and I already know.
He's already
There we go.
fully aware.
Jet me.
I don't know where image is this.
There you go.
There you
It begins with an I.
There she
That's, that is not,
That's not it.
What
Jet
is-
me?
No, it's Jet Li. L-E.
Oh, Jet Li.
Jet Li.
What the fuck am I Googling?
I don't know, man.
How do you
You've
spell
gone.
this?
Jet mate.
Oh, mate.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Get out of
Look
here,
at that
dude.
unit.
I don't have headphones on. It's harder to
Hold on.
understand.
It's got a joystick in between your legs. That's how you drive.
That's the McLaren.
That's how I came.
That's the McLaren F1 of water
Yes.
vehicles.
Well, is this available currently?
This shit's got a
Oh, it's
roof
an old
rack.
school. Old school.
no,
unit.
they were made from like 89. So that
Dude, that's like the
hold on,
two-man
go
luge
back
on
to
the
that.
lake.
Go back to that.
This guy?
So that's Dave Brikowski. He's like really good friends with Garrett, which is small world, but they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
It's a couch.
It has
with an
a-
engine
underneath your seat
that floats.
That's unbelievable.
and a joystick,
Joysticks are cool.
And it's almost perfectly rectangular.
and it's 2-stroke, so it's even better.
Oh,
Hold
my
on.
god.
Yeah.
Makes cool noises.
Get
Look at
out
the
of
stick.
town.
You can see the stick.
Dude.
It's a fighter pilot of the sea.
What kind of money are these things fetching?
They're pretty expensive now. They're probably 4,000 or 5,000.
So are super chickens, though. I cannot find
Yeah.
a cheap one.
Yeah, that's...
Garrett's are
Okay.
so fucking...
Yeah.
Dude, I'll never
We
forget.
got a yacht club right down the street.
We do.
We could keep this there.
Do you think they'd allow you to sign up with this?
Dude, this would fit in the back of the van.
They're pretty big.
Just back up and
You
throw
can
her
tow
in.
it with the van.
You could tow it with the
We can tow with the van. Shook, get us a price on
Sport-
one, buddy.
Sport Cruiser. Kawasaki Sport Cruiser.
Boom.
Okay, we're there.
Nah, I'm more of a jetmate guy
What are you
myself.
talking? It's a side-by-side jet ski. Sit down.
And the steering wheel slides on a rail.
Oh,
so
it's a
the
love
driver
seat?
or
Oh, wow.
passenger.
You could pass the wheel
Okay, so
over.
you see LZs down there on the
Yeah.
bottom right?
Yeah.
He bought one because of mine. He went, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen
Oh,
in my life. I need one.
you're running one of these rigs now?
I sold mine. I've had 3 of them.
Paradise on Water or what?
Yeah, they're cool, but I'd rather stand-ups are more fun.
Yeah.
Those are like that's a cool like novelty thing,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they get
I'm gonna get
kind of
on eBay
boring
right
after
now.
a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Shit.
I was going to say, right, you're going to need something to tow with the MCV ultimately. So I
Yeah.
think this would just be
Couple
right
jet
up your
skis
alley.
and a
Jetmate.
super chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm seeing if anyone can affirm me.
you can
one.
make the Jetmate look like this. What's the name of the? Is it Starship? Star Trooper?
Oh, one of the
yeah. What's the name? You can make it look like one of the
big
ships.
ones,
And
right? One of the big
Oh, the
ships.
X-wing.
No,
Sure.
not the X-wing, but the big
Millennium
actual
Falcon?
a Star
Nope.
Destroyer.
No, Star Destroyer.
Come on,
Star
guys.
Destroyer.
Bingo.
I would have
Come on,
never
guys.
guessed that. in a
That's
million
exactly
years.
it.
Bring a trailer.
That's so
Jet
cool.
mate.
I
Chuck, while Chuck's looking that up,
yeah
Oh, it's got a brake light.
yeah. Tell me.
any
Dude, come
any
on.
progress from you?
I painted my engine. Yeah.
Okay,
All
Tight.
right.
So
Tight.
it's painted.
All right.
It's
black.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to do the water pump and the timing cover because it's probably gonna leak anyways. You know, it's a fucking Ford. So
I like that confidence.
it's just-
$14,000. Oh,
you know, when the
goddamn.
rest of the bay is like somewhat shaved and painted, and then I put this fucking
They were all making fun of your seals or something earlier in the chat room.
yeah, because they're blue and it fucking fell.
Oh yeah, but you posted. I wish these weren't blue. So of course everybody's
that's
gonna harp on
Yeah,
that.
obviously, yeah. I posted. Oh, yeah. That's literally every DM I get. I read in that voice.
I also feel like that's a Ford thing. Like it seems like they make the gaskets too big on purpose just so they stick out everywhere.
because it's that Ford blue.
The
Yeah,
top of
yes.
the water pump has like wings. I'm like, what the fuck is going? I cut them off with a razor blade. I got mad. So I'm gonna Sharpie them. Ransom Garage was trying to tell me to paint everything purple or orange and blue. I told them I'd rather catch HPV than do that. So I'm thinking about just fucking
Why not
rattle
both?
canning everything and not giving a singular fuck. because it's silver, so I
I
could
don't
just
know.
clean it.
I like Ford blue. I'm a Ford guy, so I get it.
I'm not gonna put a
Matt
blue.
Rabbit's right, dude.
Ford blue.
Ford blue.
I'm not. No HPV for me then.
Dude, Matt Rabbit, why paint an engine that's going in the trash when you LS swap it in a couple months?
He's not
That
wrong.
guy knows what he's talking about. That man's correct.
That's true.
That guy's correct.
That's true.
Yeah, why don't you just put an LS motor in it?
Why didn't I?
Why don't you?
Oh, well, because, I mean, for one, my arms aren't long and my pockets aren't deep. You know what I'm saying? I could eventually,
Get an LQ.
but I started off Ford and I am now deep. I could turn it around,
That sounds like a good
but I'm
reason.
deep.
We actually had a whole episode devoted to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our buddy.
I wouldn't recommend listening to it.
I was going to say, maybe I'll listen on the drive home.
No, you don't want to hear about
Yeah,
it.
you should because.
And then I'll text you all the reasons why you should put
yeah.
an LS in it.
So
I know why. I know why. I get it, guys. I get it. Listen, I get it.
our buddy Phil, who has the gold truck that's stored out
Okay.
there, he's a big LS guy. He's got a few Chevy C10s that he's kind of working on, and he came on and kind of we went back and forth with like actual cost versus like
Okay.
Yeah, actual
what
cost.
did you come up with?
Actual cost to put an E36?
Yes.
this is shook cost.
The way that I'd
I'm
want
sorry
to do
we're
it.
re-talking about
No,
this,
no,
but
no.
I'm
No,
just
it's-
curious what year,
okay,
what
so
the number you came up
The
with.
way that I would want to do it, which is not garbage, would
Okay.
be like close to 12.
Okay, and what swap kit is that? Is that a Vorslog kit?
No, like the CX Racing.
Okay.
At like and that's not even what I'd want to do. That's just the cheapest way to get it in the car. That bit. But like everything
Where
else.
does 12,000 come from?
Phil was like 3.
Okay, so there's two ends of the spectrum,
Yes,
right?
not
There's
3.
the guy that said you can do it for $12, and then there's the
Yeah.
guy that said it's going to be 30,000.
Yeah.
So I think you know I have an LS swapped E36.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I don't. I'm
Oh,
just
I know.
making sure. How much the CX kit's $2,500, something
so
like that.
for the basic shit to put it in the car, like the pan, the mount, the drive shaft.
Okay, you don't
the
need a pan.
headers. You don't need a pan.
I run a factory
GTO
Nope.
pan or whatever it is.
Camaro pan,
Camaro, that's
Yeah.
the one.
just a
So-
factory rear sump pan.
So yeah, but to buy that separate because I'm not going to be able to find a truck.
It's $200.
$200. So with
$150.
that, the mounts, the drive shaft, headers.
Mm-hmm. They all come with the CX kit.
Well, that kit's way more
I
expensive.
think that
It's
kit's like 2,000 or
it's
2,500.
like 3 now.
Interesting. Okay.
So and then wiring harness, and I'd probably want to do Holly Terminator.
Okay.
Well, what else would you run it on?
Stock ECU.
Stock ECU.
With
That's what
no
Phil was
tuner?
saying.
No, do it HP tuners
But those
or get a
so-
dyno tuned.
But so an HP tuner is like $600 now.
So the credits are. So yeah, they're 600 if you buy the tuner yourself and pay for the credits. But if you go to a tuner like Derek Burton, who
Mr. Bootleg, who tuned my 302.
okay, so you can purchase credits from him. He has the cable. He already made the purchase on the cable. You purchase credits for a few $100s. You pay a few hundred for the tune, and then you're done.
Oh, it's like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can tune stock ECU on speed density, so you can get rid of the mass airflow sensor.
Yeah, talk to me dirty. I did that in the 302.
You can also, I'm pretty sure you can do ethanol on stock ECU. I don't believe you can do a content sensor, but you can do ethanol on a
You
stock
got my
ECU.
attention. Well,
I'm just saying
I'm going to street the car too,
Yeah.
so probably not ethanol, but
there is a way to do it for probably $6,000.
yeah, I was told a way to do it if I could find a Camaro for
Yeah.
cheap, but I can't find. I found one on Carport for like $1,500, but you have to get a 6-speed one.
Well, you don't. Because if you buy a good enough automatic one, you can make your money back on all the parts.
Yeah, that's
you're going to
what
put a
Phil was
different
saying.
clutch in it anyway, so you don't need the factory clutch.
That's true.
You're not going to use the drive shaft. You're not going to use the rear end. The transmissions you could probably find for like $1,200 to $1,500. I'm just saying, I hate to see people. You're already talking about putting an LS in the car. I would hate to see you spend all this time and money putting a Ford engine in the car just to at some point swap to a
Oh yeah,
LS.
I already bought aluminum heads for a 302. Like we're that deep. They're on. It's long blocked right now.
You're not
long
wrong,
bricked
Shook.
up.
Everybody else who's already done this is wrong.
I don't know many people who did Ford 302. and I
Greg's
don't-
got to be wrong,
That's
right? He just
either
runs.
for a reason or because they've been
I'm
there.
just saying, dude.
You
it's
drive
like-
every weekend, right?
Yeah, I did like 55 events last year.
Also streets is
That
LS.
might be a little exaggeration, but
You have
I
a s-
drove a lot.
Is
I
there a
don't know, man. It seems
6-liter
like
with a
you're
cam?
driving.
Mine's a 5.7 with built heads and a cam.
Okay, yeah. So that's
And it makes
that's making some jammy jam.
418 on ethanol, and 500 with a 50 shot of spray.
Come on.
Yeah.
We like that spray. If I make 300, I'll be happy over here in Camp 302.
Yeah, good.
Dude, it's just at this point where I'm at, I just want to drive this season.
Just sell the 302 to some Mustang idiot. And then do what Grant says. Just do what he says, man. He's right here.
Looking at acquiring a
Do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I don't
makes
give
you
a
happy.
shit, but I'm just saying there's a reason why so many people do LS motors, and and there's also probably a reason not that many people put 302s in.
Yeah, I get
like,
it.
what are you doing for headers? Do you have that sorted yet?
Yeah, the car was already together and running.
Okay.
I drifted like maybe 5 or 6 events, and then I was like, "This is great. I'm gonna rip everything apart," because I had different colored overs and shit. I'm like, I hate this, and I want to paint the car.
I want to paint the car, so I'm gonna pull the motor out, pull the motor apart.
Because I was like,
I hate when that happens.
It's like
it's a nightmare.
It's a while you're in there phenomenon.
It's a nightmare.
I said, I'm gonna.
And then
paint
you don't
this
have enough
engine
money,
bay.
and like it happens. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. Then you don't have money to fix whatever you fucked. You cut the brake lines, and you're like, oh, then I need a $500 ABS delete kit.
I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought it all. Everything I have it. It's just now at this point, I'm paint jail, and once I'm back from paint jail gulag, I can start assembling the motor and then have chassis harness come and install my chassis harness.
You know what the issue is? When you have that motivation to pull the car apart, you're in the fuck it stage, and you're like, oh, I'll just buy. I can buy that. I can buy that.
And
I can
then
buy
when
that.
it's time to buy it,
You go, oh shit! Why did I cut that or rip that or throw that away?
Oh, I've been there. I've been through the movements.
I'm trying to teach myself not to do that, and it's really difficult. Like, it's not easy.
You know how I solidified the chassis harness purchase? I drop kicked my fuse box out of the engine bay.
Yeah.
No turning back,
On the
swat
internet.
kick.
So, but think about
Purchased
it
it.
like, did you cut the fuse box out of the engine bay?
I cut every single wire in that car with malice.
People did that before Sean built body harnesses. Think about that.
Yeah.
Thinking that they could build their own body harness.
No, they couldn't.
Ransom Garage, $20. Please stop talking about Shook's mistakes.
I literally had a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
I think that's the highest donation ever, boys.
I
Big
did have
shouts.
a friend cut the harness out of his E36.
Nope. What else we got?
Couldn't put it back together because he was like, I don't know how to, where do I get the harness from? You know, so.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for enlightening.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Brent.
In all honesty, though, it's a pretty solid
Got a little
episode.
fired up. All
There's
right,
a
I'm
lot-
sorry.
When,
There's a lot of,
I'm ready to go LS,
Just give me a call.
yeah, if you don't
Give me a
mind me
call. I'll give
DMing
you
you
a
and
hand.
annoying you, it's
Give
going
you
to
a
happen
hand.
then.
Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Uncle Grant, what motor math do I buy? Jesus Christ, kid.
It wasn't too much news. You got any news?
Well, I got did you
news
have
all
any
over the
Paddock
place.
talk? Did you do anything civic wise?
No, I'm gonna have a real busy weekend because I'm gonna be alone. So
Yeah.
I'll do a bunch of work. We'll cover it in the weeks coming.
I just had a quick big shouts, as always, to Ransom Garage, Ransom Pete in the chat, and Big Seat Chris for helping me out with my grill stuff for the Mustang. And then Kyle.
Let me see your
What's
grill.
his shit, I always forget the gentleman who helped you out
Katie
with
Designs, Rhode Island.
No, not KD. The one who helped you out with the M5. Kyle Harper.
Kyle Harper.
I can never remember his Instagram off the top of my head.
Pocket full of sunshine.
Pocket full of sunshine. He
Dude, his kits are sick.
he 3D printed the little velocity stack thing that I'm going to put in the grill. Came out awesome.
Yeah, he's
Sick.
like
It's
the best
wild.
guy ever.
So it's like
Big show.
it's this high tech stuff that I could never do.
He's a
Between
high-tech guy.
Pete designing it and him printing it,
Yeah.
it only took 30 hours on the printer. Is for what
There
he
you
said.
go. Hey.
So big shouts to those guys for helping me out. Fits perfect. He's running me off another one so I can fill the other side of the OEM grill, and that'll be cool.
Okay.
So that's that. And then hopefully big weekend for the Mustang Saturday. On Saturday, lots of hours, many good parts. Biggest
This
weekend.
Saturday?
This Saturday.
I'll be here all day.
I know
What a
because
day.
you're going to be you're waiting for Honeybird.
Listen, I'm holding these motherfuckers to-
Accountable?
accountable. So we've got a fried chicken spot up the street. It's been open for like what,
Delicious.
4 or 5 months now?
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Yeah.
These guys next door somehow haven't gone there and gotten food yet. So I booked an appointment with their shop.
Oh, you did it.
Corey
did you
takes the
really?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I booked an appointment with their shop so we can actually go.
For
get food.
the hour appointment.
Yeah.
That's might be the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's
really
the nicest
good.
thing anyone's
dude.
done for those
Yeah.
guys.
You booked an hour of their shop time?
Yeah, I'll show you.
That's incredible. I
I
thought you meant you
have,
booked an hour at the
The
chicken
best part
place.
is he did this and got the confirmation from Bobby via email
Yeah.
about booking it.
Let's see. Your appointment with KD Designs on 4/8 at 11:30 a.m. has been accepted. So today's the 5th. So yeah,
Yep.
so booked an hour appointment. This way we can go and get.
Really treat those guys.
Yeah.
That's because they never eat. Bobby has forced Kyle to eat. They were eating like 4:30 today, eating lunch, so they could go home and eat dinner.
Yeah.
So
Nothing says friendship like booking some time with your friends.
Yeah,
Paying
exactly.
for some time.
sometimes you do it, man.
Sometimes you
we
got
all
to pay for time with your buddies. Everybody knows.
We all get busy.
Yep.
So all right.
I don't have much news at all.
I know he's
I
gonna play the
really.
sound.
I was going to say, yeah. We'll get into some of that. We'll skip around, but we have a lot to talk about with Grant anyway. So.
All right, boys. Let me blast through these news. Kind of a callback. Within the first quarter of 2023, Subaru has sold more WRXs than Toyota will make GR Corollas. Kind of
Thanks
a
to
clicky
us.
headline. Thanks to us. Probably has something to do with the discounts they're offering on them and the crazy financing offers they're trying to do
Financing's good.
just to get rid of WRXs. Toyota obviously doesn't have to discount for the GR yet. I mean, obviously the GR is a way higher performance in a price point. It would be in line with an STI if they still made them.
The Corolla?
Yeah,
GR Corolla.
GR Corolla.
It's a 3-cylinder.
Yeah, I know.
You think it's in line with the STI?
No, WRX. Or would be with the STI.
With the STI, I think horsepower wise, it's the same,
Power-wise.
isn't it?
I think
Isn't
it's
it
like
similar?
3.
I don't know. I drove one.
Three.
They're cool. I just that was a bold statement. I was just
Have you
curious.
driven
Oh,
an
you
STI?
did drive one, right?
Yeah. Have I driven a new STI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it was?
I don't know.
I've always been so let down by STIs. I'd imagine the Toyota's better because it's a Toyota.
So have I. It was.
Purely based off of horsepower, the GR Corolla makes 30 more. But
That's crazy.
Really?
30 more, yeah.
Yeah. What's the? I want to hear these
300.
driving impressions.
So shifter,
Yeah.
incredible. Shifter was very like STI feeling, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I hate new cars with the clutches. They just you don't feel like you're
Oh,
doing anything with the clutch.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was like kind of numb. The power felt fine, but it didn't like spin the wheels or do anything crazy, obviously. So it was a little boring, but it was cool. It was a cool car. The interiors are kind of
Yeah.
in my opinion, but I think they look insane.
Yeah. They look
Yeah,
totally
so
insane.
super
sick.
cool.
So GR Corolla makes 30 more horsepower, and they both weigh the same. So
Does it?
Really
It weighs the same
interesting.
as an STI.
yeah, so 32.
shit.
Well, 3252 for a Corolla and 3297 for a WRX.
Oh wow.
Do you know what I'm curious about? I'm curious if that engine is not tapped out already, but higher in its limit of like power it
The
can
GR
make.
Corolla.
Yeah.
I bet it's.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you can make whatever with an STI. You could not double the power, but you can make 50% more pretty easily with an STI or a WRX, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the horsepower gains, and maybe that info is already out there, but I'd be curious to see how much more power you can make with a 3-cylinder.
It's in the
I'm
GR
sure we could look,
Yaris.
right,
I don't
we
know
could
what
see
they're
how
making.
far people have taken
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
just
Yaris.
curious.
No, you
Just to
would think
see, yeah.
just because I mean it's a cylinder less, but it's made by Toyota.
Yeah. So Austin said people make 400 on it, but I mean, for how long? Right.
Yeah, and is
You do it
that
once.
tapped on race gas?
Right, right.
I don't know.
That's it, because it's small, 1.6 3-cylinder.
That's a tiny engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny little motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because this topic comes up often, and we talk about it. Like if you had a GR Corolla, like the Civic Type R, or like typically the Volkswagen Golf R.
Yeah.
Like out of those three, like which one are you going to buy? Wow, that was deep.
I don't know.
It's
I
Civic Type
don't-
R for
I-
me.
I'm Type R, yeah.
Which three was it?
I like the all-wheel drive.
The Golf R, the GR, and this Type R.
Oh wait, which Type R?
The new.
Latest, yeah.
Probably
all new from the dealership.
probably the Type R.
Type R.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the Toyotas because it looks crazy,
It does look crazy,
and I have fast car.
but there's something about the Civic Type R is just like the formula.
I like the Type. I like the Type R a lot.
So I
So-
love. Oh, sorry.
No, what I was going to say is what's wild is the latest WRX makes 30 horsepower less than the GR Corolla,
Mm-hmm.
271.
I
So
ha-
Grant's, but like you could easily pretty easily make that up.
Yeah.
Our buddy just
Extreme
bought one, and I
yeah.
haven't driven it yet. I should probably drive it.
The
My
WRX?
hatred for Subarus notwithstanding, yeah.
I know. I mean, you take like Lieberman for example. He couldn't stop talking enough about it. Loved it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he loves that I don't
I
love.
know. It's interesting though.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
Yeah, no, I've seen certainly decent reviews of them. People like them. Just because they look like cross-track sedans doesn't mean
Yeah. The looks are a little unfortunate.
Of
the new
WRX.
WRX.
yeah, the arches are
Yeah.
It's a bit much like a coworker of ours got a white one.
Yeah.
And then obviously kind of accentuates everything.
because
And
they
I
have
see-
like plastic flares, right, from the
Yeah.
factory. Yeah,
Like
super
textured.
weird. Yeah.
all the way around
Yeah.
pretty much, and it's a bit much.
It's
to
Subaru design
take in.
language, though. They do it with all their stuff now.
It is.
I mean, you guys are all car people. What I've done, and maybe it's with age, is I kind of give cars like a year before I start talking shit about them because they typically always grow on me.
Like the new,
Just the new model year.
F Series M cars.
I love them now. No,
I love them from
the
the
G
jump.
series.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
G
G
series.
series,
You're right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you drive an F.
Yeah, I have an
That's
F80.
F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been waiting to see them in real life. That's about as long as I can wait. For looks wise, it was the same with the G series. Was the same. It was like, okay, it doesn't look horrible. The pictures are like, I gotta see it in real
what did
life.
they do?
Yeah.
But then you see a gray one lowered with tinted windows, and you're like, holy shit, that looks really
Or like
good.
the all black.
Yeah.
I've seen
yeah,
like an all black
sick.
M3 black wheels. I'm like, oh,
There it is.
Darth Vader.
There
So
it is.
that's why, like the WRX, I'm just like, whatever. I'll see
Yeah.
how I like it in a year because they might come out with something else that you're just like, holy shit, that's so bad.
That can suddenly change.
Yeah.
Right. Any like whatever special
Someone's
model
got
or
to
something.
texturize the whole thing.
Or what Josh Rivera,
That'd be sick. Just texturize the whole car.
Josh Rivera just said, paint match, new one. I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Paint match the whole thing.
Pay matcher.
Here's the thing also, the people who are designing these are way smarter than all of us. So
Oh, dude.
they're doing it for a reason,
It's
right?
ultimate bro science here, so we're just kind of throwing it around. Like we
We
talk
are-
about like why they do the certain design things, and it's just totally out of left field. for
Why
our
Ferrari
own-
do that? That's stupid. They're
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. What are they doing? Bunch of idiots over
They
there.
devoted
come on.
hundreds of millions of dollars into developing this car. And we're like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Meanwhile,
Looks like shit.
we're-
Yeah.
What a bunch of idiots. They're not going to sell any.
meanwhile, we debate our favorite cheeses on air.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
So, anyways, WRX sold a bunch of them. They are offering a lot of deals. I think we've sold like 3 of them on the podcast, despite me not liking Subarus. And hey, keep buying them. They're cheap right now, which
Do
is
you
wild.
know, our buddy at the dealership, he asked me, he was like, oh, your buddy enjoyed it? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to beat, like, in that segment, like, for that pricing and that financing. He was like, why? Is it, like, competitive? I was like, it's the only thing you could buy.
Not only is it competitive, it's the
like,
only vehicle.
It's the only thing for that dollar amount at that, like, even financing rate for what you get out of it. Like, there, you can't buy anything else. And he's like, I just don't pay attention to it at all. Like,
He's
as far
too
as-
busy slinging WRXs to
You
notice
know,
that.
he runs like a dealer group.
A group.
So like
Oh,
Subaru's like the
okay.
last thing on his
Yeah,
mind.
Yeah.
Subaru's just kind of down there somewhere, and he's just not on his radar to kind of do that stuff. And I was talking to him about it. He was like, I was like, it's the only thing. He's like, I gotta tell my sales guys. He's like, we gotta get these things out of here.
We gotta move these goddamn cars. Well, if we're talking about Subarus, attention all Revival listeners, your dream cars come home. The new Subaru 2024 Crosstrek gets the No Man's Land edition, aka the Wilderness.
Are we gonna get to see that tomorrow?
We're going to see it tomorrow. It comes with extra ground clearance. We will see it tomorrow.
Yep.
9.3 inches ground clearance on this little baby. They made the bumpers have steeper approach and departure angles for the serious Overlander
So you can really
in you.
blast into a driveway at full speed.
Exactly, as hard as you
Blast
want.
into a Starbucks.
You want to drive through LA? No problem. It comes with all-terrain tires. And get this, boys, new CVT tuning, which I know we're all extremely excited about, with the lower final gear. And it only comes in the big block 2.5 liter with 182 horsepower and 176 foot-pounds of torque.
Naturally aspirated, right?
Oh yeah, baby. You don't want turbo lag. You
We
get
don't wanna muddy up
You
the
want that
water.
182 right away.
Yeah.
That's K car levels of power. And that bumped the tow rating to 3,500 pounds from 1,500. But most importantly, the roof can now hold 700 pounds, so you can get up there with your mother
You get the tent, you and your mother.
and
up
your
there.
mother up there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's an expensive set, and your mother.
Jesus. They built like a fake, like kind of warehousey looking set for it when they revealed it.
Yeah.
Remember the year we went and there was like a
car is this?
rainforest?
It's
Yeah.
a Subaru Crosstrek.
Oh, okay.
Wilderness
I don't know where he
Edition.
went, but we usually throw it up there.
I think he's fighting something in the bathroom.
The interesting thing is, like, I know I'm disconnected from the world because I'm always reading performance shit.
Yeah.
But I see like a modern car making 182 horsepower and 176 torque, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
What did they do wrong?
What has happened?
Right, what happened?
What?
Especially because like they have an engine that makes 270 horsepower.
Absolutely.
Like
Readily available.
If they put that WRX motor in that Crosstrek Wilderness Edition,
Yeah.
it would just be. It's a wagon. It'd just be the fuckboy machine. It'd
Yeah.
be unbelievable, you know?
Yeah.
Think about it. Everybody, all the fuckboys want a wagon. You want approach angles. It comes with ATs. If that thing had like almost 300 horsepower,
Yep.
I think you get a winner in your hands. I'm going to tell Subaru tomorrow at the New York Auto Show.
you should.
I think you guys
I'd like to
fucked
talk to
up.
the
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Listen, I get an idea. It's your lucky day.
Well, we got two ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta
Full
you.
texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WRX motor.
Yeah.
Gotta you lucky I'm here today.
Oh, and by the way, how do we get Pastrana to come over and talk to us?
Yeah, we got to talk. Get Travis over here.
Yeah.
He'll agree with me.
Well, to jump off the Subaru news, we talked about this when Chuck and I had a Tesla in LA, and like my only gripe was like there's no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay.
Okay.
Like, and Tesla's interface is like okay, but it's not using like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So GM plans to phase out Apple CarPlay in EVs in the future, and it seems like it's going to be with Google's help. So it's really only going to be offered as an Android Auto solution. So that's tough.
Interesting.
So a
So
bit
they're-
of a greasing of the palms, if you will.
So it seems like Google might be paying for like some exclusive distribution rights.
That's a bad move.
I would think
For
so as
GM.
well.
Yeah.
I would think so
GM's
as well.
Multimedia or whatever you want to call it sucks anyway.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And that, because that's the thing is, as we move more and more away from infotainment, is going to be more and more of a priority for people in selecting what vehicles they want. The more we're removed from the ability to drive, the ability to pick something cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's going to become a selling point at
for
some
sure.
point.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's going to start with when they start building the 2024 Chevy Blazer, which is a hot car. That's when this is going to start. So
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I
Quick.
use Android
Yeah, I mean-
Auto, and that's it on everything at this point.
yeah, I'm jealous because I gotta, either get a new car or just put a head unit in the car. My 2011 isn't really up to
Yep.
speed.
You haven't
just
quite
missed it.
decided yet what you're going to do?
No, because every time the season's changed, I'm like, I'll hold on to it for one more season, and then like that season, I'm like, fuck it, what's it on?
Give
the
me
winner?
another one. Let's go
Actually-
another season.
And every car you've inquired about has a ridiculous markup or just you can't get.
That's true.
Literally everything.
That's true.
Can't
That
have
is
it.
true. That is true. That's unfortunate, but it is
Yeah.
true.
Do I have anything that's worthwhile? Oh, the other one is I have a Taco, and I'm a Tacoma guy all of a sudden. 2024 Tacoma is getting a hybrid powertrain. They didn't really give a lot of details on it. It's great because Tacomas usually aren't that peppy, which is a very nice way to say if you've driven a Tacoma, you'll understand. It's going to come in the off-road ready TRD Pro model. They're thinking it's similar to the motor in the RX 500, which is 2.4 liter turbo.
That makes sense.
Single electric motor. That'd be out of the RX 500H. It makes 366 horsepower, 406 torque. That'd be pretty
They
tight.
did it with the Tundra. The
Yeah.
TRD Pro Tundra, they did it already.
There's going to be a full redesign. So it's the first like full redesign in quite a few years. So I don't know. A Taco with that kind of power would be nice, I guess.
Are
I
they
don't-
gutless?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, rough.
I mean, mine's a first gen, so it's a 6 at least, but still not doing much.
Yeah.
But even the newer ones, really, there's not a lot going on in there
With the same 6?
with the same motor. Yeah.
Same 6. Especially with the new ones, like with the automatic transmissions, are just like a 5-speed
Oh, okay.
automatic transmission. So like back to like the old 4Runner.
Yeah.
That was the biggest gripe when we had it, was like, this is awesome, except like when you're on the highway, you've got like 5 speeds to choose from, and none of them are the 5
Yeah,
gears.
They're all the wrong
you're really
ones.
running
Yeah.
around.
all the wrong ones.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, that was my thing. It wasn't a horsepower thing. It was a gear
It was a
thing.
gearing thing.
It was a
Yeah.
gearing
Yeah,
thing.
sure. The
Yeah.
gear sucked
Yeah.
on that thing.
Because if it had an 8-speed, it might have been pretty good.
It would have been smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been smoother, more enjoyable. Fuel mileage might have been closer to the 20-ish
Yeah.
rather than like a 13 or 14, whatever. It was like low.
Without towing.
No, without towing. It's just like kind of like a
Oh,
brick
shit.
going down the road. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest gripe we had with it. But I'm such a Tacoma, like TRD, like fanboy of that.
They're
whole-
cool.
Yeah, they're
they
super
said
cool.
the redesign's gonna like take the language of that the 4Runner redesign that you saw, which really looked like a big 4-door FJ.
That's
FJ,
really
yeah.
all it looks
So
like
if
to
they
me.
do something
Yeah.
similar with the truck, I mean that'd be big with the Taco Boys. So big shout to Taco Nation.
Yeah, and then the last thing I'm excited to see is the Rev, the 2025 Ram 1500 Rev.
Ooh, the Rev.
The Rev. Tell me
Rev.
about the Rev.
So the Rev is claiming 650 horsepower and 500 miles of range.
Yeah. Oh, it's full EV.
Full EV.
Damn.
It's a Ram pickup truck.
The Ram Rev.
So
the
it's
Ram Rev.
gonna be the Lightning's competitor.
Yeah. But I mean, 500 miles of range is a
That's-
pretty
that's the
significant
most
amount
impressive
to throw
thing to
out
Yeah,
there.
that is very.
I mean, it's a Ram. Imagine that driving that far inebriated. That's huge.
totally,
That's a huge amount of range.
totally under the influence.
That's a lot of
Right.
spinning tires. Jesus.
So this is on full display. We're gonna go check it out tomorrow. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can we sit in it?
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys going to the auto show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going.
Okay,
tomorrow.
it only took me an hour and a half, but
That's
I just
all right,
put
man.
that together.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, we're excited.
Yeah.
We're super stoked. Yeah, you know, and what I like the most about it is it looks the least EV. You know how whenever they make something EV, it's
Like
gotta,
the new Hummer.
yeah, it's gonna look
Yeah.
it's gonna look like it's from the future. This essentially just looks like a Ram with like a light up grill.
The
Yeah.
Ram
Cool.
Rev.
Yeah.
The Ram Rev.
Like Matt Wood.
Yeah, the Ram Rev.
Say car,
Ram.
Ram Rev.
So, but yeah, we're excited to check it out tomorrow. I mean, obviously, the week after we'll have a ton more news because we'll go see all this new stuff in person. But
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best day ever tomorrow.
Yep. Gonna top it all off with a nice Luger steak.
A little bit of Luger.
yeah,
All right, it's time.
Yeah,
we are.
that's enough.
He's sat here through all of our stuff.
Suffered through this
All
whole
your
section.
bullshit.
yeah, all your bullshit, which we
time.
appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's
That was
great
good.
to have you here.
At least I just wasn't sitting here in silence. I
No,
No.
participated.
You alive?
100%.
Shook just came back in the room.
Brother, are you all right?
Big guys take big dumps.
Wait, so it's a shame we don't have Shook Cam anymore. But so you left the room for I don't know a half hour, and then the entire news segment, and then you've come back in after relieving yourself with
With a
your
shawarma
shawarma.
Get a refill. Get a refill.
When the news ended, I was gonna go breaking news. I've got a shit, and I was gonna run out, but I was like, let me be an adult here.
I'm gonna be adult
Yeah,
about
we
this.
wouldn't want to kind of
It was-
no poop
he-
jokes here.
He was gone for so long. I texted him asking if he was okay.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. Because I'm like, is this dude passed out?
Kiss your
Like,
homies.
just
Kiss
to,
your homies
yeah,
good night.
just to,
Make sure your friends are good.
just to be on the safe side. Well, he's here and he's ready to participate in our grilling, if you will, of Mr. Grant Anderson. So I mentioned this at the top of the podcast. I've known Grant for some time, way back in our VW days, drinking far too many alcoholic beverages at a place called Ocean City, Maryland, probably yelling obscenities and get people to do things they shouldn't. But those were the days, and we are pretty far removed from those days. And a lot's changed in Grant's world. He's doing a lot of different things, and I'm very interested to find out how that's all come to be and what he's got going on in the future. So my first question is, all right, we passed the VWs. How did you get into drifting? How did that develop?
So I used to be really bad with buying and selling cars. I'd own a car for a month. I'd get rid of it. I was a compulsive buyer and seller. My friend Matt Wong, who was like a car show kid, had been drifting for a little while. I went to some drift event. I thought it was really cool, and I was like, oh, well, like, I like cars, obviously. Maybe it'd be fun to drive. Whatever. I ended up trading a FDRX7, which I had like paid nothing for my E36, and I was like, oh, I'll go try it. Like, it's rear-wheel drive. I'll weld the diff. I'll put a little bit of angle kit on it, and then like as soon as I did that, it was a complete. I have a very addictive personality, so it was like full steam.
Hooked.
I think the first year I did like 13 drift events.
Yep.
I could not stop.
And you said that was about 7 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2014, so maybe even longer than 7 years.
Yeah.
Or 2015, something right around there. I'd always thought it was cool. I just never, one, I never kept cars long enough, and two, I never had, like, within that stage, I had a Cabriolet, a B5A4, an STI, an FD, an E46 M3. I had all this shit.
Yep.
But then I would just like keep buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling. So as soon as I got the E36, and I drove it once. I was like, oh, this is it. Like,
That
this
was
is
it.
what I want to do. Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know E36 was like the one.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see that you still have that car.
Yes. So prior to that, I had an S14 that I put an LS2 in it. Never drove it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a S13 hatch with an SR20. I drove it once and it blew up. So it's just like I had like really bad luck because I was broke back then. So I would buy the cars that were the best deal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy the nice cars. I'd buy the cars that were the best deal. So I'd always end up getting screwed
And
because
then
it was
deal
a
with
piece of
whatever.
shit. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's how it started.
The E36, what motor was in it originally?
It had an LS in it,
Okay.
but it was like a car show car and a total nightmare, like an absolute nightmare. Transmission was fucked up. Car would overheat. It wouldn't charge. It was a nightmare. So after the first like 5 drift events with it continuing to break, me and my friends stripped the car to a bare shell and did the cage, a body harness, a new engine harness, a new cooling setup. Like we did everything in the car just to try to start fresh with it.
Yep.
And I think that's what helped me drive so much that next year because the car never broke and it helped me progress pretty quickly.
Right. Just
in driving.
continue to, yeah.
Yeah, because I would go to the track and it would never break.
Yeah.
But I'll get to it. But there was a time where all that new stuff I had done had started to get old. And then I had like a 2-year span where the car kept breaking all the time.
Yep.
So then I took the car like off the track, spent like 8 months redoing everything again. And now it's been good.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this car never breaks. It never breaks. It never breaks. And then for 2 years straight, every time I brought it to the track, it would catch on fire. It would break. Something, all this shit would happen. And I was like, what's going on? So I just like took a break, took it all apart, redid everything again. And then now it seems to be good again. So
Yeah.
we'll see how long that lasts. But
Where was the first place you drifted?
Englishtown, New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Actually, let me take that back. The first place I ever drifted was Lime Rock Park in my S13. This was like a year or 2 prior to the E36. I don't even consider it a drift day. The
Yep.
car blew up like the first hour I was there. But
Yeah.
so Lime Rock and then Englishtown.
How you were just so addicted. Did you like, what was the best part about it?
Teaching myself how to do something I didn't know how to do and trying to get good at it because I hate being bad at things.
Yep.
So I'm like, if I suck at something, I'll either quit or I'll do it until I get really good at it.
Yep.
I can't just like float.
Right. And like kind of half-ass it.
Yeah, with anything.
Yeah.
I just won't do it at all, or I'll do it until I can't get any better, or I'm really good at it. It's like a mental thing, you know. I can't suck at doing things, or I just won't do them at all.
You clearly over the past 7 years have gotten very good at it.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, just from watching you driving from, the YouTube stuff that I've seen, obviously on social media all over the place. Is that seat time?
100%.
Fortunate enough to know a lot of good drivers as well.
I don't think my friends have absolutely helped me. I think knowing good drivers, I think car setup is.
I was just gonna say,
I think
is that
that's
more setup?
I think that's more important than anything with knowing people. And thankfully now, I mean, back then it wasn't as big of a thing, but now there's a plethora of information on the internet now where you can pretty much set up a car the first time you go on the track.
Yep.
Which is really nice, but you just have to you have to drive. You have to
Right,
drive
that's gonna be
so much.
Because there's going to be feelings that you can't just explain. You have to go out there and experience.
You
them.
have to drive. Yeah, that's all it is.
I was going to say, right, because ultimately doing something that's not normal to the everyday person in a car.
Yeah, and not only that, but you're doing something that everything you're doing in a drift car is things that your brain don't want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let go of the steering wheel. Your brain does not want you to let go of the steering wheel, but you have to.
Yep.
You're sliding you into a wall. You have to give it throttle. Your brain does not want you to give it gas because you just think you're going to go into the wall quicker. It's all like everything in drifting is so opposite of what you think you should do. So it takes a lot of time to make that like second nature.
Kind
if
of
that makes sense.
retrain.
Yeah.
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 You're almost the fear gene.
Yeah,
Almost
for
retrain
sure.
the fear gene.
And I'm a very, I don't know if I'd use the word calculated, but I go slow into things.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't like go out first lap and hammer the whole track. I'll go out, feel things out. And I think that's helped me with my progression of driving because I haven't like totaled my car or, I think
Don't let the moment get ahead of,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because matter of fact, I watched one of your most recent videos on YouTube, the Grid Life one.
Okay. Yep.
And there was a moment where you were talking to everybody and just saying, oh, yeah, let's first up the laps. Let's go slow, kind of feel it out. And it's just, oh, yeah, that's exactly what you're saying now. That's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah, it's so true. It's like we have all weekend. And that's like the thing I tell everybody. We have all weekend. There's no reason to total our cars the first lap.
End up in a wall in the
Just
first corner.
Go out and figure out where we're going. And then we'll have a great weekend.
And I was going to say, once you figured it out,
it was
you were
great.
doing 100+ mile an hour entries at one point.
I think we GPS it at 110.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was, and like even in that video for it to me watching it, like I felt the speed, which is not often when watching just a video. Like, oh yeah, they're going fast, but like that, I actually felt the speed going into that corner.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's really tough to translate how cool drifting is in video. I have so much video that like it was so cool in the moment, and then you watch it and you're like, that looks so stupid. I'm not going to post that. Who's going to want to watch that?
Yep.
So like obviously the bumping and the rubbing doors and the sweeping bumpers and that stuff's cool, but that doesn't happen every lap.
Right. Not all the time. Yeah.
As much as people like to say it does, it doesn't happen every single lap. So
let's talk about your current stable of cars. You have the E36, which is your main seat time car at the moment.
Yep. That's like I said before, a pretty stock LS1 with nitrous, stock T56, 391 gearing. It has a Holley Terminator X, has a chassis harness, body harness. It's running ethanol. It's got like a big cam, and like I said, it makes about 500 on nitrous. I have 280. I run 285 tires, Accelera tires on it. It's pretty basic though.
I was gonna say it's a nice.
I hate to say it's basic because it's not basic, but it's basic. It's simple.
In the grand scheme, I was just gonna say it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
Because you can get real lost in all the details.
Yeah.
With what your setups.
Yeah, I mean, a stock Z is simple. This car, like I said, it's not simple, but it's simple for what it is, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. You're embarking on a couple projects right now.
Yeah.
One big one is the E46 as well.
Yeah. So I'm building like a pro level, quote unquote, pro level E46. It's going to be a big stroker LS with a blower, a 4-speed, quick change rear end. Like I call it my cash grab car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm building it for all these big $50,000, $100,000 drift shootouts that I want to do. I don't have the car for it. I've explained this a few different times, but I've had my E36 for a long time, and there are certain things that I've done to that car, and I think you all can relate to this, that you can't take back.
Right.
I've hacked some shit up, and I'm just like, I'll pull the over fender off, and I'm like, holy shit, who cut that? Was I cutting like this?
Yeah.
So there's just certain things that I wish were done better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I'm trying to take my time with the E46 and make sure everything is done exactly how I want it. I don't want to build a car twice, 3 times like I have with my E36. So it's going to take a little while, but I want the car to be done this year.
Okay, that's what I was just
plan.
going to ask is, are you going to try to hit?
I want it done by like midsummer.
Okay.
Then we have the JZX90, which I don't know why my brain works like this, but I have a few really good brands on board with that car. So I figured it was a good idea to build that car before I started focusing on the E46. That's why I'm doing that car right now.
Yep.
Just so once I can get that car done, sorted in a few weeks, and then all my focus can go on the E46, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it's the right way to look at it, but like in my brain, I was like, okay, we'll get the JZX done, out of the way.
It's right. It's
a
ready to
street
go,
car.
yeah.
It's got air conditioning. I have a subwoofer in it. I know you like that.
Let's go.
I got Scar audio.
Got
I bought
that
it on
ice.
Amazon.
Come on.
It
there
rips.
It is. There it is. That's all that matters out
Buy
there.
better RCA cables, but you'll be good.
I'm working on it.
Um,
They'll be here tomorrow.
but yeah, so I think I said it before. That car is G3770 cams, D-Works fuel system, a new clutch. I mean, just everything.
Yeah.
So that car should make about 600 on ethanol, which goes back to the, what do you say? That goes back to the thing like chasing horsepower numbers, but I just want a car to do burnouts on the street.
Right, that's going to be a fun as hell car.
I'm not drifting it. I'm not bringing it to the track. Nothing like that. What else? I have a 1931 Model A.
I was going to ask about that.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. All right.
So I got the car. It was completely stripped down. Everything had been rebuilt like 30 years ago. They just never put it back together.
Mm-hmm.
So this old guy, Ted, that I'm friends with, helped me the whole way. Didn't do much work, but just helped me the whole way put it back together, which was so damn cool because like I drive the car all the time.
Yep.
And like something will happen on the road. And I'm like, oh, I remember how to do that. I know how to adjust timing on the side of the road now. I know how to clear the carb out if it gets clogged up. So that car this summer, I'm planning on just lowering it and putting it on 34 wire wheels, which are 16s instead of the 21s.
Mm-hmm.
But just hammering the car to the ground. It's my inner Volkswagen coming back out.
Yep.
And doing like an OEM plus thing, right? Taking the bumpers off, newer, but OEM Ford wheels.
Yep.
And I'm not going to chop it. I'm not going to take the fenders off. I don't love that. I think hot rods are cool, but I just want like to look like I'm a 16-year-old kid in the 40s. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just enough money to lower it and steal your uncle's wheels and put it on it kind of thing.
Or somebody see it, look, that's a little different.
Yeah.
Just something like it's a little.
What's going on with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I drove that car a couple weeks ago. I've never gotten more attention in a car in my life. Bright pink wheels on my cars.
Right.
Everybody, the Model A, they were like, I was like, okay.
I
Put this back in the garage.
Now, something you'd see far less than pink wheels, realistically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Especially like driving through the town, sucking down on a vape, drinking a white Monster. People are like, what the hell's wrong with this kid?
What's going on?
So, what else do I have? My F80.
Yep.
It's a street car. I had Jordan at Arcade Tunes do like the bolt-on package. So it makes 500 wheel, 500 foot-pounds of torque. I drive it almost every day.
Yep.
It's great. It's freaking
Does
awesome.
its
But
thing.
like I said, it's almost too fast. Like,
Yeah.
And that's not a flex. Don't think I'm like flexing that it's too fast. It's like obnoxious. I want to just floor a car and you can't floor it.
Yeah.
You're going too fast.
I was going to say, everything's too new, too smooth.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like the sweet spot in that car is like 90 on the highway. When my
Isn't
pickup
it
truck's
crazy?
like 70, it feels like good. That
Yep.
thing's 90. It's like, oh shit, I'm
Cruising
going way
altitude.
too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put the speed warning on it. Mine goes off at 89. I'm like, all right.
Okay,
gotta
slow
calm
down, buddies.
Yeah. You always catch it. It's just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Speed warning. Thank God.
Yeah, speed warning is definitely helpful for sure. I had two set up. I had one in the car and then one on the radar detector.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
They were like 5 miles an hour apart. Like,
Tell that man to send me his injectors to collect his LCD. I know I still need to. I'm sorry.
He's back up and cleaning in there, Mr. Injector Spa.
I drive my car too much. I'm like nervous to pull the fuel
take it
rails off
apart.
and take the injectors out.
Yeah.
I know he'll send them back to me quickly. But
Yeah, no,
it's
it-
me.
you don't wanna
I
take
put them in
that-
a box and then they sit for a week and I'm like, oh shit,
That
I gotta
genie
drive
out of the
car.
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a ton of stuff planned for this year in particular.
Yep.
You've already done a bunch of stuff this year.
Yep.
Lots of traveling. Did you go to Japan this year already, or was that, I can't remember.
I went to Japan in October of last year.
Okay.
Like right when the borders opened. We were
Yep.
there like 4 days after the borders had opened, which was so weird.
Yeah.
But it was cool to be back because I hadn't been in 3 years.
Yep.
So I do own I don't know if any of you guys know, I own a car at Ebisu Circuit.
That's what I was going to ask,
Yeah.
is what your general or routine itinerary is when you do go.
So I'm going in. What's up?
no, that's what I wanted to hear more
Yeah.
about.
So I'm going in 2 weeks.
Yep.
what I do is I do a direct flight from Newark. I've done it a lot of different ways, but that seems to be the easiest and kind of the cheapest, right to Tokyo. We get a rental car from like a Western style rental car company. It's like a 3-hour drive to the Ebisu area. I got lucky when I bought my car at Ebisu. The cars were cheap still. They're not cheap anymore, but I just pay I pay like $30 US a month, and I store my car there. So I typically spend like a week and a half to 2 weeks at the track. That's every single day at the track. Driving every single day.
That's
So
a lot
I
of seat time.
was going to say, one of the things I keep hearing about the drift world is, in these trips to Japan, is a lot of people have gone and just, you can get so much practice, so much seat time because of that.
In my opinion, for my drifting, it was life-changing. I don't think, and I tell this to everybody, I don't think you can ever get that much driving in consistently. And I think the consistency, I don't care what you're driving there. You could be driving the biggest piece of shit in the world. As long as it runs and drives, the consistency of driving lap after lap after lap. We were doing 150 laps a day.
Yeah.
On the same track.
Wild. Yeah.
So think about, you guys drive. Think about 3 laps in a row. You're like, damn, the third one was amazing.
Yeah.
Think about doing that until you run out of gas. Like, it's freaking unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
When you go for these trips, so you're going to be there for about 2 weeks, you said.
Yeah.
Driving every day. What is it? Is it busy on the weekends? Is it because it's open 7 days a week where you can actually get that much seat time?
So the beauty about Ebisu is it's such a big facility and there's so many different tracks on the property. If North Course is busy, you can go to Toge or to Nishi or to School Course. So there's, little clicks all over the place, but excuse me. The weekdays are never busy unless there's like a track rental. Even the weekends aren't that busy. The Matsuris are the busy parts.
Right. That's when everybody.
Yeah. So in the Matsuris, before I went, I thought it was just for the foreigners. The Matsuris are for the locals. Just the foreigners kind of invade on the Matsuris.
Yeah.
So the Matsuris are 36 hours straight. It's usually during a national holiday in Japan. Everybody camps at the track. There's midnight, we call it, like, there was midnight Minami runs. So, like, it's just a shit show.
Right. Just
so cool.
Nonstop. Yeah.
So during Matsuris, I usually take a break from driving and just watch. And I try to watch the locals because it's so cool. And I've been enough times to where you'll notice, like, the old guy in the metal wide body JZX 100 doing 360 entries, which I'm sure you guys have seen videos of. Like, you just start to recognize those things, and it's so sick.
That, or the thing I enjoy watching the footage is like lines of like 30 cars.
Yeah.
It's just
crazy.
wild. Like to see that is just, oh, wow, you guys are taking up a quarter of the track in just one train of a line. It's awesome.
Really neat. I think the beauty about Ebisu is that you don't go through as many tires as you think you would. We only use like 2 pairs a day there, and the tires are pretty cheap there as well,
which is good for how many laps you get.
Compared to like even Thompson is incredible on tires. It's like the best track on tires, but you'll get like 10-15 laps on a pair of tires, which is insane. That place you'll get 30-40 laps on a pair of tires. The reason being is the tracks are really fast entries. The tracks are really fast. The wheel speed of the car is pretty closely matching the speed of the car, if that makes sense. The tracks are all pretty fast, so you're not just sitting there baking the tires off in a
like
in
a sharp,
corner.
slow turn. Right.
So there's not a lot of tire smoke, which is fine. You're not there to impress anybody. You're there to practice and whatever. So the tires end up lasting a lot longer, which is really nice for us because we don't have to swap tires every 20 minutes. So
how does one, you said you own a car out there, and it's like $30 a month to store it, but like how do you how did you obtain that and just keep that car yours? And
So forever, there was only one company you could go through, and that was Power Vehicles. You basically go through them, you purchase a car through them. They store the car for you. They work on the car for you, everything. Now there's another company on premises called Sidex. They do the similar thing. It's pretty easy. If you have the money, you can just do it. Like I said, when I did it, I didn't have any money. And the cars weren't that expensive, so it was pretty easy for me to do. Now, I think a car is 20 grand.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a car for less than that. I mean, you guys see how much JZXs sell for
Yeah,
here. They're 30, 40 grand. It's pretty crazy. When I purchased, I have a 90 in Japan. When I purchased my 90 in Japan, hundreds were expensive there at 10 grand. They were that was like, okay, I don't know if I can afford 100. I'm going to buy a 90.
right. Right.
And now a $10,000 JZX 100 is like unheard of.
Yeah.
So,
That's actually what I was going to ask. So so you leave, you come back here.
mm-hmm.
They work on the car for you, or you kind of leave it with them and be like, hey, it needs X, Y, and Z, or
Yeah. So this past winter, I had taken the old HKS ECU out of my car in America. I'm putting a link in the car here. So I shipped that ECU to Japan.
Yeah.
Had them put it in and tune it because Japan's the only people that have the software to tune that ECU. You can't get that ECU tuned in America because there's no English software.
Yeah.
And then they put a body kit, whatever, cleaned up the car for me this past winter. But if you want to pay for it, they can do anything for you, which is really nice to be able to show up to the track and just get in the car and drive it.
It's ready,
That
right?
must be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is you're spending all this money you saved up, right? You're traveling to the other side of the world. The last thing you want to do is pull a fucking transmission out and change a clutch. Just pay the couple $100 and have it done. And when we get there, we can just drive.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason why we came, I don't go to Japan to work on cars.
Right.
You're there to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. I mean, obviously everybody looks at it differently. They'd rather save a few $100 and change a clutch themselves, which I completely understand, but I try to bust my ass here so I don't have to do that when I go there,
Yeah.
So.
No, it make sense for sure.
Yeah.
It's not like you're driving to English Town and you're like, no, I'll just do it.
Yeah, or I'll run home and change it at night. It's for the most part, we have a pretty limited time there. We're only there for 14 days or 10 days or whatever. So I'd like to make the most of that time and drive.
Now, is it you and the same crew that goes out every time? Is it some
Different
people? Okay.
Different every time. Some people can't come in the springtime because of conflicting schedules, but can come in the fall. Prior to the vid, I was going twice a year. I was going spring and fall. I don't know what'll happen this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for spring Matsuri, but I'll probably go for fall if it works with my schedule. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody though, if you like drifting, you have to go. It's incredible.
I mean, I have no interest in driving.
Yeah.
But just to go and just see.
It's
the
so
whole
fun
thing,
just to
take it
even.
in.
Yeah. Japan is sick.
Yeah,
It's
we've
so
had
cool.
our friends on. They go to Tokyo Auto Salon and
Oh, okay.
they've traveled to Japan a lot over the years, and we had them on. And they were talking about it, and I'm like, it's definitely a place I got to visit.
It's like that one place I've been that I just can't get over. I'm just I need more. I need to go back. I need more of it. Even if I didn't have a car there, it's sick. It's really freaking cool.
Now, what made you buy a car there? Where did that come from?
Just drifting here, and then seeing people I know go there, and I'm just oh, I have to do this.
That was it.
Yeah. Everybody that came back from there was boom, sick driver. I want to be a good driver. I want to go to I mean,
I'm gonna go to Japan.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really what it was.
Again, because there's so many, like you said, so many different options there. So much time in the car actually driving.
Yeah.
And you can get a taste of all of it and not stop until you're comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome.
Yes.
It's kind of, I look at it as I'd love to go someday because I look at it the way I used to look at Woodward for riding BMX and stuff.
It's the same
man,
thing.
That's the place. That's the place I got to go.
There's really no rules at Woodward. There's no rules at Ebisu. You're respectful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's no rules. You start drifting at 9 and you stop drifting at 5 when the track closes, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no track workers, nothing. You just
It's all self-policed.
It's all self-policed.
Yeah. It's
During
very,
that series, there's track workers because there's so many people there, but it's all self-policed.
very,
Like if you,
very skate park-esque.
yeah, if you see someone being an asshole,
Yep.
which Japanese people are the most respectful people in the world, so no one's ever rude. It's usually the foreigners, but
Yeah.
like it's so nice. So freaking nice.
It looks awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen obviously the stuff you've posted from being there and just other stuff that shows up. We've talked about it on here, and I'm like, what a concept.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought a place like that would exist?
I know. And fortunately,
And
still
still
exists.
exists, yeah.
Right now.
And get better. You know,
Yep.
they've done improvements since the last time I was there, which was really cool to see.
yeah.
They had a massive earthquake there during COVID, and it it didn't mess up any of the tracks, but it did some damage on the facility, and
Yep.
they were able to like bring it back better than it was before, which was really cool. So
Yeah.
It sounds like it's FDR before fentanyl.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Like
Yeah. It's
I
like,
do it.
worldwide known. Yeah. Anybody can show up because there's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
worldwide
like
known,
big
it's-
time drivers
it's
in Japan that
self-policed
show up
and
there.
it-
yeah,
Right.
I mean, all over the world.
Yeah.
I was driving with Frederick Osbo. Like, that's
Right. That's
freaking
wild.
crazy.
That's wild.
You
Yeah.
know what I like?
it is
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Because it's like this week, like it's FT Long Beach.
Yeah,
Right. He's starting. Yeah. It's
like
starting
he's
right up.
like he might be the best driver in the world.
Yeah.
He really might be.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get closer to find out this year with
Yeah.
Dean back and stuff like that.
How cool is that?
I've like this is the first I've always liked watching FD, but I haven't fully invested into the entire season to like, oh, I'm gonna watch this and really make a point to
Yeah.
check in on everything. I'm excited for the season. I'm genuinely excited.
So am I. I never really had a ton of interest in Formula Drift.
Mm-hmm.
My friends started driving in Pro Spec and Pro and stuff like that, so I gained a lot more interest in it.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool now. I don't ever want to do it.
Yep.
I also said I never was going to start a YouTube channel, so who knows? But like, I think it's cool. I think this year is going to be insane.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
If it's gonna help it grow, I think
For sure.
It just that's what I'm excited to
yeah,
see.
yeah. No, absolutely.
It seems like this year, I mean, I don't follow it much at all, except for whatever we talk about here. But it seems like this year there's been like a different evolution of vehicles. Like,
What do you
some
mean?
of the stuff, like with Ford particularly, like
Ford
Josh and
in
I were
particular,
talking
they
about,
switched to the
there was like a
650s.
greater evolution into like this is like turning into like something that like the average kind of guy would build to
Yeah.
like this is like a race car. Kind of like how you see like the F1 cars, like even if you see them from like 15 years ago, you see an F1 car and you're like, yeah, whatever, it's just like a race car. But you
Yeah.
see the F1 car today and you're like, that's a rocket ship.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Where like now, like I saw the new Ford cars and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's like
Yeah, they're crazy.
that's like a
looking.
purpose-built weapon.
Yeah.
Versus the
Yeah.
other stuff was maybe a few years ago. It was kind of like, oh, it's cool. It's just like
It's like a
drift
cool
car.
street car. Yeah, it's a drift car. Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, this is a drift car. Like,
Yeah.
This is what they're gonna look like. This is the evolution of them.
You know what I think is cool also is that RTR has done such a good job with like their body kits are, oh, this is also what your Spec 5D that you buy from us is going to look like. It's going to have the
Yeah.
same body. You know, he's doing such a good job at promoting his brand. Like those cars have all the body kits that you can buy for your own.
Using the platform he already
It's
has.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Sick. it is brilliant.
It's like, oh, I want to look like.
I want to look like Von Gittin Jr. or
Exactly.
James Dean. I can,
Yep.
and I can buy that body kit offline. I
Right,
can just
you can
go
go
and
do that,
buy it
right.
right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
That's
super smart.
Yeah, because think about like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like a lot of cars are just so out of control that you can never build something to look like that.
Look at a lot of the vintage cars.
Yeah.
Like there's a slew of people who like to try to build replicas of certain things because obviously some of them are so unattainable.
Yeah.
But like, look what they have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
This is something again.
like 356s or Shelby Cobras,
Right.
all that
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like this will only help push it just to the next step of becoming like a mainstream, like very
Really, really mainstream.
public,
Yeah.
kind of like primetime television, commercially sold product.
Yeah. I hope so. And I watched some of the, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but some of the press conference today that FD had, which was really cool to see them do those kind of things now. And they changed a bunch of live stream stuff. So it's going to be improved this year, which is good.
Sweet.
So to get back on not just Japan, but in particular, you also went on a Australia trip.
Yeah.
First time?
First time.
How
Yeah.
was wild?
Flight was fucking brutal. It
So
sucked
where'd you
so
fly out
bad.
of?
All right, so I did this very last minute. I flew from JFK to LAX, LAX to Sydney, had to run to the domestic terminal, and then had booked just a domestic flight separately from all my other stuff from Sydney to Brisbane. So it was like 30 hour. It was like 26 hours of flying or something. It's like I'm a trooper. 14 hours to Japan. Take a few sleeping pills. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
That sucked. Like so
It
bad.
sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, it was not fun.
How did your body feel? Were you all like messed up because?
Yeah, I was waking up at 2 a.m. every night for the first week.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
But it was great. I think Australia, like, I think that was my best trip I've ever been on, just because I went and visited my friend Luke Fink, who's such a nut job that he made the trip so entertaining. Like 5 a.m. every morning, he's like, "Get up, kids, we're going off-roading." And I'm like, "Dude, leave me the fuck alone." He's like, "Nope, get up, we're going off-roading." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
He's like, "Get up, we're going in a stunt plane."
So that's one thing I wanted to mention. It's just, how does one find themselves in a stunt
Dude,
plane?
it was fucked.
Wild.
Like I'm a baby. Like I was like, no way am I doing that. But I like talked myself into it because I was like, this is gonna be my only opportunity to
I was
ever
gonna
do
say,
this.
at the same time, when can you say, "Oh yeah, I'll be back in Australia"?
Yeah.
with the opportunity to
With the
jump in the stunt
opportunity
plane.
to go in $1 million stunt plane that Red Bull uses. Like
Right.
that is freaking sick. And
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay. Like I was like, hey, do you want me to pay for fuel? Like being nice.
Please say no. Please say no.
He's like, no. I'm like, okay, I probably couldn't afford it. So I just wanted to offer it to you though.
Right. Yeah.
How
That in particular, how was that? Like, again, you had to kind of talk yourself into doing it, and you did.
Yeah.
Was it poo poo pants city up until you got up in the air, or did it ever stop?
It was. So we had taken off, and the guy was flying like this, like down the runway, right?
Yep.
And he
just
goes,
kind of
and straight up in the air, and I could feel my stomach just like fall out of me. I'm like, oh. After he had done that, I like kind of, my body knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
So it wasn't really that bad. He took it easy on me.
Yeah.
He didn't go crazy. But like we flew upside down, we did barrel rolls, we did flips.
Yeah.
Like it was sick.
Were you so in the moment? Did you have a moment while you were up there to go, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm upside down looking at Australia right
Yeah.
now"?
Well, and we have really good video of it too. So like not even posting it anywhere, just being able to look on my phone and be like, damn, that was really
It's
cool.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so cool. And he let me fly. Like it was an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
How'd you fit in the plane?
Very tight. Yeah, very tight. I was like grabbing my kneecaps the whole time, but so I'm 6'4". I'm freaking tall. So, but now a commercial airliner could lose an engine. I'll be like, this
Not
is
a
fine.
problem.
Yeah, what's
We
gonna
got
happen?
another one to
What's
go.
going to happen here? You know?
Yeah. What else did you drive much in Australia?
I drove 3 or 4 days at Luke's track, Archerfield Drift Park, which I don't know if you saw, but it's closing down.
Yeah.
The property that it was on was purchased. The new owner is not renewing their lease, I believe, something along those lines. So
Okay.
it's shutting down, I think, the end of this month. So it was really cool. I had the opportunity to go out and drive his track in his car. I look up to Luke. He's a incredible driver.
Yep.
So that was really cool. What else do we do? We went off-roading as a Samurai with Hilux axles and lockers. That was another thing I'd never done that intense. That was so fun.
Yeah.
What else do we do? It felt like such a blur. We were there for like 2 weeks and we did shit every day, but it's like hard to remember, if that makes sense. It was a blast though. It was hot as shit.
I was gonna say
It's like 100 degrees.
Oh,
Yeah, it was freaking brutal.
And what is this technically their? What season would it?
It's
technically-
midsummer.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the peak of it.
Yeah, it was humid. It was freaking boiling hot.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to what was it called? We went to like a Australian burnout contest, which was really cool.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't Summer Nats, it was some other one of those kind of style
Yeah.
events, but that was really neat. It was
crazy.
amazing.
That's a thing.
It's really cool. Yeah,
Like
it's so weird.
Down
But,
there, right. It's
but when
yeah.
I was there, I like kind of understood it.
Yeah.
I like really
Do they
understood it.
judge it? Do they? Is it just like go and
Oh yeah, it's
give it your best?
massively judged. It's very serious. Like you have to be like on limiter, use all of the layout. You have to have good smoke. You have to the car catches on fire, you lose points. Like it's like very, very strictly judged.
They also have dyno racing, don't they?
I don't know about that. They might.
I
Their
thought they
laws
had-
are crazy there.
So they had dyno racing, where essentially you'd build a vehicle, and just like, what can it do on a dyno?
You might be right.
They go not just horsepower, but like
I think the Mighty Car Mod guys.
Oh,
talked
Power
about-
Cruise. Yes, that was the name of it. Jack, thank you. I was at Power Cruise, not Summer Nats. I knew it wasn't called Summer Nats. I just couldn't remember the name of it. This is really interesting. You guys are all car people, obviously. Their road laws are so strict there. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly so strict that everyone is scared to do things on the road. They don't speed. They don't do 1 kilometer over. Like they're terrified. And I thought it might have just been my friend. Everyone's like terrified of the police there.
yeah.
There's a.
I don't know why. Because
Chuck would know.
Have you ever seen Mad
What's the
Max?
European place that's got
No.
the crazy road laws?
Oh boy, it's
Like, is it like Switzerland
Oh,
or something, or Sweden?
it
or
is because
Oh, Virginia. Terrible road laws.
those two.
Their
no,
laws are ridiculous. Germans are tight with like the inspection stuff, but
thought they were
Australia's
so-
like a next level. Like their anti-hooning laws are crazy,
dude, it's
like wild
nuts.
overreach.
Yeah.
It's
Freaks me
nuts.
out.
It just I feel like in America, no one gives a shit on the road. They do
No,
they do
no.
whatever they want. You
There's
do what
no-
you do whatever you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Just
does
do
whatever
whatever
they
you
want
like.
on the road. Right?
minimal road respect.
Yeah, none.
anywhere. Yeah,
It's like I'll pass in the breakdown lane. Who the fuck? What are you gonna do to me? What are you gonna do to me?
What's that? The hard shoulder? Not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
here I'll do this.
But
you won't
over
like
there,
it.
they don't like.
I mean, Germany on the highway, it's like that, right? If you pass someone on the right in Germany, they'll just run you into the ditch and kill you.
yeah,
Yeah,
They have like super rule respect, but I know Australia's a lot of laws and like there's a lot of like
it's crazy, dude.
the police.
Which
Like,
is-
you do a burnout and get caught, like that's it, you're executed.
Yo, seriously
jail.
though, no, they're so.
You're not
and
gonna
their-
believe it.
Their fines are like thousands.
Yeah, they're
of
crazy,
dollars.
dude.
Yeah.
which is wild because there is a large, automotive culture there,
Yeah.
and it just all right. They
Well,
know
and that's
when
the thing
to-
I found
when to
so
do it.
interesting, right? Like everybody in Australia loves cars, but none of them drive them on the roads because they're terrified.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, you can't drive that on the road." I'm like, "All right, take that thing to the police station to pay a ticket. They wouldn't care.
Right.
what does that
right.
matter?
Yeah. Who's
What are they
gonna?
gonna do to me?"
I'm doing my due diligence
Especially
here by paying
Connecticut with
this.
no inspection. Just
Yeah,
like
Connecticut's like a
send it.
joke. We have no laws there. It's
Right,
crazy.
seriously. Bobby Beck, but I shot Bobby Beck's car, and I asked him like, "Oh, can we just drive this a little bit? Maybe
Yeah.
we'll go to something." He's like, "Oh yeah, I drive it all the time."
Yeah.
Just like,
We
okay,
on
yeah.
these streets.
Yeah.
we all
Thanks,
did the
buddy.
Ignition Speed Festival
Thank you.
at the casino in Connecticut. We were driving it. We were driving all of our drift cars to and from the casino, parking them in the parking lot. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
just normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so after many years of being not in the background, but a figure on a lot of your friends' channels,
Sure.
you finally decided to take the dive into YouTube. What was it?
Before we jump into that,
Yeah.
if you don't mind,
Yeah. No, please.
years ago,
Yeah.
I was watching a YouTube video, Super Speeders Rob,
Okay.
and you went on some trip with him. I'm like, how did this guy end up here?
Yeah. So
I
that
was
you were just talking about Germany. There was like 6 of us in Germany
it
together.
was one of his adventure drive things, if I recall
Yeah,
correctly.
I don't even remember why our group was there. It was the most random group of people too. It was me, Tommy, Amelia Hartford,
Yeah.
LZ, and Rudnick. It was like the most random group of
Which
people.
is funny because it was like a pretty, like locally based out of New England kind of group.
Yeah.
I don't know where Amelia's from, but I was like, I know who these guys are. Like, what? Are
Yeah,
they
it
doing
was
here?
so
Yeah.
weird. It was like hey, you want to go on this trip or going to Germany? I'm like, okay.
Yes, sweet. Let's go.
So we all went and we were supposed to like do the Adventure Drives trip with Rob. And like day one, we just split off. We rented a car and we drove the country, and it was sick. Like we ended up in Munich the day of Oktoberfest. So we went to Oktoberfest, like the big festival, which was so fun. We went to the Nürburgring. We drove the Nürburgring. We went to Spa. We drove at Spa. And then we were like, oh, let's go to Amsterdam. And we were at the bottom of Germany. So one day we just drove like through Bremen on the west side of Germany all the way up to Amsterdam and then back down to, it was just such a crazy trip.
Yeah, you guys were just like, in the background of one of his videos. I used to watch almost every single one. I haven't seen him in a long time. I was like, oh, look at these guys.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like a
look at
weird last minute trip that we had all gone on. And then we were like, oh, let's just fuck around. Yeah. Let's go to Munich. Let's go. And then like, I think Tommy had known a kid that had a GTR there, and we like went and met up with him, and there was 100 of the sickest cars I've ever seen in a parking lot that we were like drifting the rental car in. It was like, we all talk about it to this day. Like that was one of the best trips of our life because it was so unplanned.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, you know, we backed up into a parking pole and like people got jumped. It was just like
a proper trip.
Rudnick's phone got stolen. It was just like, it was so fun because it was so random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
everything that makes, those sorts of things.
Yeah. Those
fun.
things funny to look back at. Like during the time it sucked that we like delaminated the tires on our rental car and had to stay in a hotel for the night because we couldn't drive our rental car because we popped the tires. But then, like looking back at it, that's hilarious.
It's a great story. Yeah.
So
it's
cool.
Perfect.
It's so cool. As far as the YouTube channel, I don't know. Actually, I retract that statement. The reason I started my YouTube channel is because I wanted to document the entire process of building the E46. This was going to be the first car that I've built from a bare shell, start to finish. So the Model A and like all the stuff I had posted before, I just wanted to get myself comfortable with filming, editing,
just doing it.
You know,
right.
I talk to the camera. I talk to my Instagram every day. I feel comfortable doing that, but just knowing what to film, figuring out how to edit and make it flow. And you guys know it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So
and try to physically work on a car at the same time.
Yeah. It's really tough. It's really tough. So that's why I started it. Got pretty good traction, and I'm just going to keep running with it, I think. See how it goes.
So far, so good. Yeah. Just kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it. Yeah. And I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. And I also really just want to post everything I do. Like, I'm really into old Harleys. I'm really into jet skis. I love old cars. So, like, I'm just going to post everything. And even if it doesn't do well, I don't care. I just want to.
Because it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still you. And you want to be.
And I think a lot of people get, hung up on, oh, I can't post that. It's not going to get a lot of views.
Right.
And I'm trying really hard not to do that. And that's why I did the Model A thing. I'm like, I'm going to make a Model A videos. And if it does shitty, then whatever.
It is what
I'm doing it anyway. And I love it. So I'm just going to do it. You know,
if
that's
you're
how I'm
enjoying
looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at some point, who cares?
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm sure it changes for a lot of people once it gets to a certain level.
For sure. Yeah.
But if you can maintain your enjoyment out of it, do that as long as you can.
Exactly. And the thing is, I'm doing all this stuff anyway. So if I can just film what I'm doing anyway, I was going to build the JZX anyway. I was going to get the Model A running anyway. Like, I might as well just kick myself in the ass, give myself a little bit of motivation, having a camera out. Like, okay, I definitely have to not drink this beer and finish this car tonight instead of drinking this beer.
Right.
It'll like give me some more motivation to finish things and get things done quicker, which I like being motivated to do things. So.
I was going to say, clearly you do, because you are very meticulous with things.
Yeah, I try to be.
One of the things I'm most impressed with is your commitment to cleaning your garage.
Big fan of the cleaning garage.
I appreciate it.
Oh my God, when you get that squeegee out, I'm like, let's go.
See that dirty water getting squeegeed out? I know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I had to pay for everything, so I don't.
Yeah, there's a sense of pride there.
Yeah, and it's not like so it looks better in pictures.
Right. Yeah.
I like laying down in my shop to tighten an axle and not get greasy when I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, And that shit is expensive. Tools are expensive. Epoxy's expensive. Concrete's expensive. So like, I don't want to have to.
The most expensive.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
I just like would rather just keep up on it. It's not a lot of work. It's
And
really
it does look nice when it's done.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then you walk in the garage the next day and you're like, oh shit, this looks good. Like
Yeah, welcome home.
yeah. Welcome home, sir.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It's
No.
like I don't know. It's maybe it's my dad never cleaned his garage or he was not a mess, but shit all over the place in the garage. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't have anything shown. Everything needs to be in cabinets, in drawers. I need to wipe my tools before I put them away because I don't want to buy another Milwaukee Impact gun. I want to have this one for a while.
And have it last as long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you work in that similar fashion in your day job and stuff like that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's weird, right?
I honestly,
Well, maybe it's like I don't pay for this shit, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. So I do. So I saw someone ask before. I do well work. I change well pumps, water treatment systems, water heaters, water filters, that kind of shit. So like all this stuff is always filthy, dirty, covered in mud, stuff like that. So
some
it's
of
just
the worst.
And it's like they're very simple tools, like vice grips and pliers and channel locks. So it's just like, whatever. These things are fine, but
Right.
I don't know. I have a lot of pride in my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
No,
Just
I
because
truly-
I had to pay for it and I don't want to buy it again,
It's
kind
one
of thing,
It's one of those things like if a couple of days go by and I don't see you squeegee in the garage, what's going on? What's happening here?
Is he
Is
sick?
he all
What's
right?
going
Is he
on?
all right?
Yeah,
What's going
yeah.
on?
Wellness
I
check.
appreciate. I'm glad you noticed. That makes me feel better about doing it all
No,
the
it's
time.
awesome.
Well, I think to like that point you were saying about the YouTube content, like you're gonna post whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like I can't speak from knowledge here, but like that's where like longevity comes from because there's a personality that shines through.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
it's like,
for
oh,
sure.
this guy's into this, and this. And like he or she like cleans his garage and it's clean and like this is who this person is. It's not just like who he is when he's building this car.
For sure.
So it's like,
yeah.
oh, he's into the jet skis now. Now we're like tinkering with this, and now we're in the Model A. I'm like, where the fuck did the Model A come from?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh no, the JZX and whatever it is. So like, that's entertaining, at least for me personally, because it's like, I don't know, what's he up to today?
Yeah, no,
It's like,
exactly. I just like that's I don't have you guys seen the whole like oil change shit on
Yeah.
my Instagram? So
Yeah.
that all started just from me being meticulous and changing my oil all the time in my drift car because I'm like, whatever. I've blown up too many engines. I'll change the oil. It's cheap insurance. It's like $40 for oil.
Yeah.
And then I like fucked up so bad one day. Pulled a drain plug on my transmission. It has in the T56s run ATF. It's very thin. It's like
Yeah. Water.
I may have had one or too many beers. I take the drain bolt out and I just get freaking annihilated with ATF. I mean, I had the
ATF
drain
sucks,
pan
too.
here.
Yeah.
It hit me here, back here, sweatshirt, pants, shoes, and I was filming it, and I'm just like, oh, motherfucker. Like, what am I gonna do about it? I'm like, I'm gonna post this. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
can't not post this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't film it, you'd be fucking way more pissed.
I probably wouldn't have spilt it on myself if I wasn't filming it. I was looking at my phone, and I'm like,
That's
oh,
maybe true. But
shit.
it's way,
Yeah.
He's a
it's
bit
way
off.
funnier that you did. you
Yeah,
know?
no, absolutely. But that, like, so that was a whole just like, okay, I film my oil changes because something always happens. I'm just gonna film it,
Yeah.
and now that's like a thing,
Yeah.
which is
It's
really
it's-
funny. But
I was gonna say it's fun to see what just becomes a thing. Again,
Yeah.
what can hit or miss. And I think as Corey was getting into it, a lot of it comes down to people just want to know what you're doing. They get attached to a personality,
yeah, for sure.
end up enjoying it, liking the time that they spend with you. And
Yep.
it doesn't matter, for the most part, you could be doing Model A stuff, jet ski stuff, like you said, or actual track stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
And I also think I think it's cool, the engagement part of it. Like, if someone's pulling their drain plug up and they're like, oh, we have to film this, like
Yep.
something funny could happen. Like it just
Yep.
like brings everybody together, which I think is really cool about like the oil change thing or the
Jimmy's
cleaning your floor
Jimmy's
or Jimmy's
no
no funnel.
funnel. Yeah.
I think things like that are I think they're only organic. I don't think you can make something like that up.
Mhm.
But I think when something like that catches, it it just like brings the community together. As like whack as that sounds, I think like, you know, Mike Burrows, StanceWorks did one the other week. I'm like, oh, this is like Mike's my friend, but I'm
Right,
like, this
right.
is cool. He's a big deal. Like,
Yep.
this is rad. And
It's
just like,
all makes it relatable and
it makes it exact. That's the word I was looking for. It makes it relatable to everybody
it like allows you to see the connection.
for sure.
Because for us, like even for us, whether it be YouTube or the podcast stuff, it's like, okay, it's one thing to see the numbers,
Yep.
but it's another thing to have people, again, engage with something we said on the show or bring up stuff from 2 years ago, or when they see us in
Yeah.
person, hey, I remember when you guys, it's just like, oh, yeah, not that you
really
forget,
cool.
but it's like,
Yeah.
it's good to feel that sense of there is somebody on the other side.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I always like to, I can't remember who said this, but I like to like think about like numbers, and I'm guilty of it as well. You get really carried away with what is a good number, right?
Mhm.
Nothing's ever good enough
That scale's constantly moving.
every single day.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's cool to look at it like you're like, oh, I only got 10,000 views on this video. I thought was going to get 1 million. Think about 10,000 people. That would fill up an entire stadium,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That would fill up
Right.
2 stadiums. Think about that many people watching you pull your drain,
Spill oil over
spill
yourself.
oil. Like, think about it that way, and
Right.
then it like puts a whole new perspective into it, and kind of like makes you appreciate it a little more.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh, this video failed. It did so bad. You're like, oh, it got 10,000 views. That's freaking crazy. Think
Yeah.
about 10,000 different people watching that. Like,
Because that's the thing, making right numerically, it's one thing, but again, when you think of physical people,
well, think about physical people. Yeah. It
Yeah.
like makes you appreciate the work you put into this or anything. Like,
Yep.
it makes you appreciate it more, which I think is cool.
yeah, absolutely. So some kind of random questions that I had. What is a track that you enjoy the most? Is there one track that you'd be like, that's it? If I only had to pick one, that's gonna be it.
Worldwide?
Yeah.
North Course at Abisu.
Yep.
Like, the best.
And that is, if I'm correct, the one with the wall where that everybody, you come up hairpin and then you gain speed going up the hill,
Yep.
blind corner left,
Line
and
corner
then
left
flick.
and then wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then big flick. It's just, it's good on tires. It's really good track for tandeming. It's pretty safe,
Mhm.
as safe as it can be.
Which is wild because that wall, like the speed everybody goes by and kisses
Yeah,
that
we're
thing
probably
at,
doing 80 or 90
it's
past
just
it. Yeah.
crazy.
Well, maybe 80, probably miles an hour past it. Yeah.
I mean, to get comfortable with that, it's just like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, you're doing so many laps there. You can, I mean, I don't want anybody to challenge me, but you could probably do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
That's how many laps people have done there.
Right.
You know, you
Just that
feel it
feel.
right. Yeah, you know where that pothole is on the left side, on the inside, coming up the hill. Like, you know where everything is. Like,
Yeah.
So it's so fun, and it's really good for tandem driving. So that's why I like it.
You've been getting to drive a lot of other people's cars.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Yeah.
That was like really scary. I had never really driven anything other than like my E36 and my JZX. So
Yeah.
hopping in people's cars, I'm just like, I hope I know what I'm doing.
You get to drive Dimitri's Z4,
Yeah.
S54 turbo. And he's very, in the video, he's very, it's 500 horsepower, to the
Yeah,
wheel. It's just
so-
like,
I don't think I put this in my video. The reason he wanted me to drive that car was because he said, oh, no one can drive this car. It drives horribly. Like, I've been driving it long enough. I know how to drive it, but no one can drive it. And I think it's funny when people like mess up driving it.
yeah.
So I go into the first corner at Thompson. I pull the handbrake and the car just goes like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, haha, I told you. And I'm like, so that was a handful.
Yeah.
Is it the wheelbase?
No, it's like the suspension's fucked up or something.
Okay.
Like, you drive the car and it like goes like this straight line. It's very weird. It feels like the subframe's falling out of it. It's
It looks like it might be.
Yeah, it's
Sounds like it's pretty
really
beat up now.
It's really weird. And then in Australia, I got to drive a LS Ute, which
Yeah.
was crazy, super long. It was on nitrous. Like, the car was really cool. I've been driving like all sorts of random cars lately, which has been, a pleasure, but it's crazy to see how different people drive. You know?
Right. Different setups. Yeah.
It's really nuts.
Something that it's very personal.
Yeah, I would think like everyone has like their little nuances they like in a car and how they set it up, and that might be slightly different from what you like to what Grant likes, something like that. So,
well, even as simple as seating position, right? Like, I rock my seats far back because I'm tall. You know, if my bucket seat was straight up and down, I'd be kissing the wheel. So it's like even just small things like that are so different.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the rest of this year, you have a very busy schedule. What's next? Or obviously finishing the car is one thing. We know the projects, but schedule-wise, where are you going to be? What's coming up soon?
This weekend is round 1 Gambler at Englishtown.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 weeks in Japan. Let me think. Then I get home from Japan. We have the LZ Drift Party thing at Englishtown.
Yep.
That's like the first week of May. Second week of May, I'm in Texas for LS Fest. Third week of May, I'm in Michigan for Grid Life. Then I'm home for a week or two, I think. And then it's like another round of the Gambler. And then I'm somewhere else. And then I'm going to New Zealand. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
How do you like balance work stuff? Do you make your own schedule, or you just tell are you your own boss?
no, so I work for my family.
Okay.
So I'll just take time off.
Yep.
And then
Obviously,
just,
don't get paid, but like,
Right. Just, hey,
which
I'm
is really
unavailable
nice.
for-
Yeah, like, hey, I'm leaving for. So my dad goes skiing during the winter,
Yep.
so we like have had this pretty good thing going on where like I'll just take care of the business while he's skiing, and when I go drifting, he takes care of stuff that needs to get done. So
Right.
which is really nice.
You guys just deal with it, glasses each other. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking out of here.
Hey, I'm going to Japan tomorrow. Okay, like
That's sick. Because,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
You know, working under somebody or for a company, you're like, hey, so I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks and going to Japan. They're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, I quit, I guess. I don't know. Like, what else would you do?
Yeah, I don't know. So, end of year goal is to do this full time.
So that's what I was going to ask you at some point too. Was one, to find out how that drift life, car life, work balance works, and then ultimately what your goal is with it.
Yeah. Can I respond to Taylor Chassis Solutions?
Yeah.
So it's Dad's lawn, and that came from my friend Tommy doing a burnout in my yard, in his like Pulsar or something random. And I was like, dude, what the hell? And he's like, oh, your dad's gonna be pissed. And then just that one thing stuck.
That was it.
Yeah, it stuck, and that was like 6 years ago. Yeah. So I just wanted to respond to that because people ask, like, it happened so long ago that the OGs still bring it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then the rest of everybody else is like, what are they talking about? Why is his dad going to be pissed at him? Like, what is he talking about? So
Right.
I just wanted to bring that up. But no, I'd like to do this full time. It's just I have an expensive hobby. So like figuring out when the right time to do that is, I don't know when I think it's just going to be I haven't worked in 2 months because I've been traveling. Like, I guess I'm just going to start doing this.
It's going to, again, organically, I think.
Yeah.
And especially with, as your channel grows, you mentioned you were working with a bunch of different companies and things like that.
Yeah.
So like those opportunities are going to change things, I'm sure, as things progress.
Yeah. And they already have too,
Yeah.
which is, I'm so grateful for. Like, I don't take any of this for like, I'm so stoked every day. Like, oh my, they've responded to my DM. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's so cool. You know what I mean? Just
one that's
things
wild
that I would never think of in my life.
Yeah. To say I have a friend who's like working with Valvoline.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
I am like,
They're tired of you spilling their fucking oil everywhere.
I know. So do you know what this is really cool. And I don't think I've ever told anybody this. When I signed with Valvoline, I was so nervous to make like my first post about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm going to get drugged through the dirt. Like, people are going to talk shit. And everyone was like, finally, like, oh, I'm glad they noticed. It's only been 3 years of you spilling your oil. Like, and I was like, oh, like this is going to be okay.
It makes sense because you're already doing it anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
it's not like you signed with like MeUndies and they're like, what the fuck is
yeah,
he doing?
yeah.
Right.
And
It's
like,
To be fair, though, people are gonna. You could have had the most. Okay, first of all, you could be like the best person in the world, right?
yeah,
And I think I don't really know you, but you seem like a really good guy.
I appreciate that.
But like, you could have had the best thing happen to you in the world, and there would be one guy in the comment like, "Fuck this idiot! Valvoline sucks. Mobile gang." Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What
No,
happens
I
to you.
agree. I agree completely.
You're gonna get one guy by a lot of people.
No, I agree. I didn't know how to take something like that. I had never dealt with anything like that before. You know, I've gotten products sent to me before, and it's like not a big deal, but having to make like an official, like, okay,
This is a
guys,
thing.
like this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
was stoked. I'm like, oh, okay, like it makes sense. It's organic. It's on brand.
Yeah,
like
on brand
everything.
always lands.
Yeah, for sure. And
Right.
the same thing with G Technic. I just started working with G Technic, and it's like, oh, well, Grant's a crackhead and cleans everything every day of his life. Like, thank God someone's helping him out now. Like,
Yeah, if you were like Dyson vacuums, guys,
yeah.
Right, exactly.
fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
like, all right, well, good for you.
Yeah.
And it's,
A little weird, but all right.
yeah.
You know, on brand shit's the shit.
It's the shit, and it makes it so much easier to promote. It's like just everything about it is so good.
It's not
It's
fake.
so easy.
know,
You just
it's-
have to wear a
that's-
fucking
it's not
baseball hat.
fake. Yeah. I don't like everything I do. I mean, obviously, I spill oil myself and post it on the internet. Like,
Yep.
try to do things like organically and real. Like, so it's really not difficult to like, I'm changing my oil tomorrow in my E36. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
okay.
It's all relatable.
It's for exactly.
Yeah, it's all relatable because like we've all done oil changes and we've all worn it. I mean,
And you've
I've-
definitely, gone underneath your sleeve down to your elbow.
Oh,
like, yeah.
that's
I've
the
done
worst.
water pump in my 1 Series and consumed probably this whole bottle worth of coolant while doing it. It's like we've all been there. Like it's just.
I have a good story. For a while, I thought it was a good idea to drink gallon jugs with a little pre-workout in it. I was like, oh, it'll make me drink water, right? Well, I had them like littered all over my garage. One of those was coolant and not not pre-workout and water.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And it wasn't like when you have a jug of water, you don't like.
Not sip, a dainty sip,
you-
right.
I went go. And as soon as I swallowed, I went, oh shit.
I'm dead.
So I ran outside. I like made myself puke.
Yeah.
I had my friend call his girlfriend at the time who was a nurse. And she's like, whatever you do, tell him not to puke. And I'm like, I puked already.
Oh, no.
What's going to happen? She's like, it's just going to burn. But like, I was fine, obviously. But
Yeah.
what a shit show. It's like, this is
puke.
crazy.
So
She's
no
like,
more
whatever
gallon
you
jugs.
do not puke.
Yeah.
God.
Just raw.
Yeah.
I still drink gallon jugs, but just raw.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just snorts the pre-workout.
No bean water.
Straight bean water.
Yeah.
Straight coolant
Yeah.
now.
No
Only
bean water.
Right, straight
No
coolant.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight coolant and then straight water.
Yeah, no 50-50.
No 50-50 here.
Everybody knows.
I haven't consumed any liquids such as coolant, but I did an oil change on my Civic not too long ago. Lowered the car down and I pulled out of the garage and I'm like hearing this fucking wild noise.
I know where this is going.
And I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? And I'm only hearing it over bumps. And I get out and I look at my car and I'm like, I don't see shit. And I look up at the garage and I see just a trail of dark. And I'm like, motherfucker. And it is pure oil. And I dumped gallons and gallons of graffiti cleaner, spot and stain remover, purple power. I was dumping it, just fucking at the top of the hill, just trying to get it to go. And it makes it worse because, like, I shop rent with a buddy whose dad is a stickler for oil. He's like, this isn't a shop. We don't do oil changes here, this and that. I'm like, we most certainly do oil changes.
Can't you tell by your driveway, buddy?
Yeah, I fucked that shit up. Dude, I was so ashamed
It's
of
a
myself.
24-hour rainbow in the driveway now.
Right, yeah, like, dude, I stood there just weeping with the fucking hose, like, please make this better, please.
$2 from Pete Coots. Old one people sit on glass jars for fun.
That's my boy.
Yeah, there we go.
That's my boy.
Little crust promo. I love that.
I do, not to sound like a shill, but I do only run Valvoline in the drift car. You know
See?
what I'm saying?
There you
That
go.
VR1, baby.
It's really easy to promote a
Shook
good
runs
product.
Valvoline.
Molasses, dog. You can't have any problems when you fill your motor with fucking molasses.
Yeah, 2050.
You gotta squeeze when you gotta squeeze the oil out of the bottle.
I used to run 2050 in my ABN, my Mark III.
Purred
and-
like a kid.
And I would have to heat them up in order to get it all out.
Yeah.
Like, but hey,
It's
they're
like
they're
fucking
more to
tomato paste
whisper
in there.
quiet.
Yeah.
Whisper quiet.
Real easy to
great.
turn
Yeah,
over
it's
a
great.
cold morning too.
I never had a problem. I never had a problem.
Yeah.
Fired right up.
Fucking the 302 sounds like a freight train.
At least it did. Hopefully it doesn't anymore.
No, I'd like it to still sound like a freight
Okay.
train.
Should sound like a vet soon, right?
Fucking
Just
guys.
comes
seen
out
you
of left
looking.
field with the banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm poor.
Oh man. Well, actually, yeah, that was something I wanted to ask. I don't want particulars for obvious reasons, but like, how does a contract with somebody like that work? Is it a yearly thing? I'm sorry,
It
or
depends on
extended?
it depends on the person. It depends on the company.
Yep.
But it's a long-term
Long-term thing.
contract.
That's probably the best way I should
Yeah.
ask. But
Yep.
yeah, that which is crazy.
Yep.
Are you liable for content, or is this also going to be like competition based stuff?
It's content based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I have certain deliverables I need to do, and
Yeah.
thankfully the certain companies I work with are amazing and give me freedom.
Yep.
It's what I need to post.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just, like I said before, like the organic thing.
I was
is
going to
like,
say, seems
I
very
try to push
natural.
it so hard because I don't want to look like a salesman. I just want to promote things I like
Yeah.
and things that I do, and if I can. You know.
And again, I've not ever felt, especially when it comes to the Valvoline stuff, it's just you're in your garage. Here's my setup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm popping this in because it's there and you'd have it.
Yeah. Well, and the
Seemingly
beauty
anyway.
is I had been using VR1 for 4 years prior, so it like
Yeah.
wasn't any.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not
had
like
a few
you're
more
faking it.
courts behind me now.
In a
you
line
know?
to kick it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
What is your, like, what's a sponsor that you'd love to have that it's like your dream? What's like your number one at the top of the list? You don't have to disclose if it's a secret.
Valvoline and G Technic.
There we go. We hit the mountaintop.
Makes sense.
A
All
sponsorship
right, what is your, if there was
that-
no favorite, but you wanted to get another one? Something that you do that would like make your life super easy. Like for me,
I bet your tool sponsorship would be pretty cool.
dude, Tecton.
Yeah, yes and no.
Give me
There's
some
no,
tools.
like, in my opinion, there's no one tool company that makes like the best of the best. I don't think, unless it's like Snap. I'd love to be sponsored by Snap-on.
I've pushed. You ever heard of Boxo?
Yeah,
So I met the gentleman and raced with him when I was in Vegas, and I was like, "Hey, man, got a podcast? We're always working on our shit.
Hey, have
We're
you heard
always
of
talking about working on our
podcasts?
shit."
We break so much
I'll
stuff.
throw everything I own out
And,
right now for some Boxo shit.
I was
Let's
like,
go.
that would be something that's really cool because like it's easily relatable.
Yeah.
Like we're like either drifting, track days, like the like off road stuff. Like we always doing something. So I'm like, always using tools. You know?
yeah. For me, I think I would want a full tire sponsorship. I think that would be like Nitto or Falcon or even I work with Accelera right now. A full tire sponsorship would be a fucking game changer.
That would, again, that's something you're going to naturally use anyway. And that would help big time. Help
sure.
That's a sick-
Yeah, that's
sick choice.
it is such a massive expense.
part of a drift program, if you will. It's just huge, and it's
Yeah.
crazy when you see, here I am buying 4 sets of tires, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll be good for a while.
Yeah.
But then like seeing a real team, if you will,
Yeah,
and just what they bring to a weekend.
Yep.
Hell, some of the stuff in the background at Grid Life,
Yeah, it's insane.
I was just like, what the? There's like 30 pairs of tires right there.
Yeah.
It's just wild. It's crazy. to see.
I mean, even me, I'm a one-man team. I used 16 tires this past weekend. That's a
whew,
lot of
that's
fucking
a ton
money.
of tires.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Maximilian, dude. He's like, hey, can you mount a set of tires for me? I'm like, yeah, sure.
how many did he bring you?
Lynch kind of fucked me on that one. He's like, yeah, this guy will do right here, $100. I'm like, yeah, set of 4 in my head. I'm like, fuck yeah, $100, set of 4. I'll mount and balance some tires. He's like, yeah, come on, follow me. I'll bring you to him. Whole rack.
Oh,
Wheels
at
and tires.
least the rack's on wheels.
It was.
I know.
And then the second I got to the tire machine, 2 fucking goofballs broke the head off the duct. And then I get a text from Shabby, did you break the tire machine? And dude, actually, his buddy with the I don't know his name. He had glasses and like a 240. He's like, "Don't worry, you could." I was like, "Oh, the tire machine broke. I guess I can't do it for you." Shit, sorry. And his buddy's like, "No, I got a tire machine in my truck."
Yeah.
Man, so he boots up his generator. I get one tire on, generator dies. He starts working on it. I hear bang, bang, bam. I go around back. Dude's like, I got it up in 1 second. Sticks his head in, and a ball of fire comes out of his RV. I went, yo! Four tires and
Your mic cable might be popping out or something on that microphone.
You just blew that baby out, man.
Yeah, there you go.
there we
It's
go.
gonna be on
I'm
your
back.
I think you're all
Yeah, you're
fixed.
back.
I hit the button, dude. I got excited.
Dude, I'm trying that podcast thing at Luger's tomorrow. Hey, you guys ever heard of a podcast? trying
You guys
to get
familiar?
sponsored over
Listen,
here.
hey,
so.
he was nice about it. I got a respectful
Fuck your own ass.
podcast. Is no.
Yeah,
so
please fuck your own ass.
We're big energy drink people, so I reached out to a bunch of energy.
Oh
drink
yeah,
companies.
Monsters. Yeah.
We were looking for
Yeah.
non-athlete sponsorships.
I got the best email response from Monster. It was like the most polite "go fuck yourself" I've
Well,
ever.
I want to know what they said.
I see if I
You
still have it
you
on.
read it on the air, I believe.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
If you got a tire sponsorship, the equivalent to that in my life would be like Dunkin' Donuts, because I'm pretty sure I spend about $300 a month on coffees at this point.
Dude,
I'm
yeah,
just-
be Dunkin' Donuts and toilet paper for you.
yeah.
like peas and carrots over there.
Scott's and
Baby
Dunkin'.
wipes.
Yeah. Yo,
Dunkin'
Scott,
has me by the balls, bro.
Scott's is coming on the project. We're pretty excited about it.
I wipe my own
ply.
ass.
I got this new 3-ply V3.
They're gonna put my face on the pattern.
This is a 53-foot truck. Pulls up to the dock,
Catch me up, fucking.
looking for an Ed.
You ever been out drifting? And you gotta wipe your ass.
So Monster said, "Thank you for contacting Monster Energy. While we do appreciate you taking the time to contact us with your proposal, we will have to respectfully decline your request at this time. We wish you every success and appreciate your interest in the Monster
Hey,
Energy
come
Company."
on.
I was
That's a
like, wow, that
class
was
act.
the most polite, like.
At least they responded.
100,
Yeah.
100%.
the fact they responded is wild.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because there was a bunch of other ones I had reached out to at the time where I was like, oh, I'll definitely be able to get a hold of someone.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear anything from
You
them.
definitely filled out like the Celsius form on their website
100%.
and stuff. Yeah.
So what annoys the shit out of me is before Celsius got big into like all these brand sponsorships, I reach out to them, be like, hey, this is what we can do, this is what we can deliver, this is how much we have, whatever. Them and Liquid Death. And never got an answer for either one of them. And now, after that time, maybe 4 or 5 months later, it was like every podcast was like Liquid Death, Liquid Death, Liquid Death. And I wasn't even asking for money. I was asking for straight up just give me product.
Yeah.
Give me product for like a
Case
camera
for the whole
time.
year.
No, but I wasn't even. I didn't. It was an amount. It was nothing. It was just a product for product placement for us to use, for us to talk about, whatever. Never heard anything.
Crazy.
Liquid Death would be crazy when we're drinking Dasani up in
Dude,
here.
heard back from
I
Arcadia,
won't
though.
come back if you're drinking Dasani.
Yeah,
I'd rather drink Acadia than Dasani.
This is what was on sale when I
Yeah.
went. So that's what we got.
and that's
another
where we're gonna.
HPV
That's why we're gonna have
case for
a
me.
brainstorm session about the bean water. That's it.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Yeah, we're
handle it
sponsoring ourselves now.
Yeah, bitch.
Self-made.
Yeah. Take that.
Fuji Apple does slap.
Yeah.
What, is that the Celsius?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some Celsius going on in the chat,
I'll have to
dude.
try that one. So we had a couple questions, but not too many in. We answered a handful of the questions that we did get already naturally. But one that came up was, matter of fact, I should shout who this
give
was.
credit to whoever.
Dylan spelled funny.
Dylan spelled funny.
Great name. What's your bucket list car?
Oh, it's a classic.
My bucket list
Because I have a
car
follow up to that as well.
is GT3
Okay.
Fair.
or any 911 or 911 Turbo. I love Porsches.
You want to be
Yeah.
a P car guy?
Yeah, big P car guy.
Big guy over here.
What
Is
was
there
your
any-
first car? Oh,
My first car. You ready? Okay, this is good. You guys are gonna love this. My
Yeah.
first car was a black '95 GTI VR6,
best one ever.
God damn.
18-inch Koenig Profits.
Oh, 18.
Yep.
Wow.
Mark IV lookalikes.
Mhm.
fiberglass R32 body kit,
Ooh.
dual exhaust, 15-inch Boston Acoustics
Purchased
subwoofer.
like this, or
Come
you get
on.
Yeah, $3,500 from the apartment building down the road from my parents' house.
Hell yeah. Got that jackhammer in the
Perfect.
trunk.
Yep.
Yeah.
It only works sometimes, and Incubus sounded really good on it. Also.
When it works, fucking pardon me,
Oh,
dude.
it was game time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, what were you gonna say?
Is there a bucket list drift car that you'd like to?
It's a Porsche. Surprise.
Congratulations.
I just no. I'm kind of the E46 is like everything I want.
That's going to be the.
It's gonna be like everything I want in a car. I'd love an HTK built car.
Yep.
A full carbon Kevlar, 800 horsepower LS, like with a sequential. Yeah, I'd obviously love that. But like, I like realistic goals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I can build myself a really nice E46, or okay, I could buy a crashed 991 for 80 grand.
Yeah.
Like, I might be able to do that.
Scrounge some things
Yeah,
together.
like
and,
that's
right.
like, I like realistic goals.
Yep.
I don't like supercars per
Yeah,
se.
yeah.
I love R8s. I love V10 R8s. Like love.
Hard to argue with that. Yeah.
How can you hate that car?
Yeah.
But I really like Porsches. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
And they're not like flashy. They are, but they're not, right? They're like it's a driver's car.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
still go under
They
the
can
radar.
absolutely be flashy. But
Yeah. Yeah. Anything RS with a gigantic wing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a
No muffler.
touring,
It's
like,
really
just
owner
fine.
dependent in the Porsche world.
100%, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but imagine me
real
with my
owners out
mullet
there.
in a
Yeah, that'd be
RS.
perfect, dude.
Like you said, a
Sick.
sugar-free monster with the vape.
Sugar-free monster, big old vape hanging out the
Just
window.
ripping vapes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like that's sick.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Big old Valvoline sticker right in the back.
Yeah,
dude.
hell yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
License plate full chub.
So, seeing that you have some lovely sponsors and people you work with, you want to give any shout outs and thank yous before we wrap this thing up?
Thank the chat.
Big shouts to the chat.
Yeah.
Big shouts to the chat. Everybody in there who
And
donated.
thank you guys. I don't think I've ever done a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's a good time.
You
isn't it?
messaged me like at the right time.
It worked out perfect. Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, I'll come.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like
No,
that's-
because
yeah.
I was going to say, we put this together Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, would you like to come in May? I said, I will not be here
Yeah.
at all. So
And it just-
A total of no dates. For
yeah, it like, and you didn't give me time to say no. You were just like, hey, you want to come Wednesday? I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll
Yeah,
come.
it worked out perfect.
It's
I'm
like,
glad.
I'm so busy, but it was nice to. I like talking to people and I like meeting new people and
Yeah.
talking to new people. So it was really cool to come meet you guys and
It's awesome.
get to bullshit for a few hours.
No, it
It's-
was a pleasure.
This is the name. This is what I do. I like bullshitting with people. So it was cool
This is
talking to
how
you
we
guys.
ended up doing this. Like
Yeah.
Josh has said a million times. Like we'd always spend time, or him and Chuck would spend time talking. It's like it'd be a lot better if we were just recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
it
awesome
was-
for sure.
Be awesome
truly-
if we weren't getting paid to do this. But recording it.
It truly came to be, and Chuck said it earlier, when we were shooting his GTR on top of that parking garage that we're probably going to be at in a couple weeks. I
Yeah.
was
We
just like,
both
oh.
showed it there for hours.
Yeah, and it was
For
just
like a 15-minute photo shoot.
I think after that, I went home and said to my wife, like, hey, thinking about introducing somebody to this party we got going on.
I got a fucking guy.
And yeah, here we are nearly 5 years later. So,
It's really cool. I'm glad you guys stuck with it. I'm glad you're doing good. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome.
It
They
Really
found
cool
a
to
great
see.
dumpster out back. I was looking for socks.
what?
Thought I found some nice socks in there.
Oh, hey, what the fuck are you doing in that dumpster?
Oh, yeah, you just showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like,
out
hey,
there.
come in here.
We felt bad because your belt kept falling off. We're like,
Yeah.
let's get this kid
get
a
this kid a
shoelace or
belt.
Let's get a
something.
potato sack.
But no, truly, thank you for coming and
Yeah,
taking the
course.
time to
Thank
get up here and hang out with us for a few hours. So,
Absolutely. I'm glad I could.
wish you the best for the rest of the year. Look forward to seeing you compete, create more content, all that good stuff, and watch the Bills come together too.
Sweet.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wish me luck this weekend.
good one.
Hoping
Yeah.
for a dub this
luck.
weekend.
That'd be good.
so
That'd be
Big
good.
gambler
good.
winner.
You know
Yeah.
what? Are you at the point with your how nervous you get?
Not nervous.
Okay.
I just am. The reason I'm building a new car is because I don't think my current car is capable enough to keep up with the cars that are going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't think I think my driving skill is good. I think my brain is good. I think I'm good now. It's just
Yeah.
I just need the car now.
It is.
biggest thing.
I know clutch kickers. There was a lot of very very high level cars.
It's all FT
competing.
cars.
And it's just like, it's crazy to see how these non-FD competitions are like the level of car and people that just show up nowadays.
Yeah.
Is Gambler kind of going in that same direction of just like, this is...
I don't know. I've never driven one.
Okay.
And we'll see this weekend.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Is Trevor Root driving? Do you know?
I believe so. I hope so. He's a great driver.
Good driver, talent. Connect repping CT, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that other dude with the 240 is sick.
Yeah, I think he totaled that car. Yeah.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance. But then like Josiah from FDF is driving his like
Oh, right.
800 horsepower
Yeah,
S14. So that brings up Stang brings up a great question. He said, can he drive the Street Series if he's driving the Gambler? They said no pro cars, right? At the Street Series for Lock City.
Yeah. There was some particular rules.
Gotta have that
Gotta
interior,
have
baby.
75% of your interior.
Oh, I'm good. And I street drove my car to Lock City the other week. I don't know if you saw
230.
that.
I did that. That was the one I dropped. That
I witnessed that.
when Shook said he wanted to street drive his car, and I said, "Well, Grant street drove his LS." Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lynch is going to have to
Hey,
investigate.
there's a
dude.
tire size. and
I was
stuff
going to
like
say
that. Yeah.
235 tire size. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't.
Yeah.
Again, some
Garrett
of the rules
said
are
yes,
very.
So
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
there we
Perfect.
go.
To be fair, I did street drive my car there, drift and street drive home.
Wait, when?
It's really fun, isn't it?
I don't think I'll ever buy a truck and trailer.
They're going to
Unless
say
I'm going
drive that
far.
car again.
Wait until you rip the front wheel off. You're really going to want a truck and trailer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, shit.
Never ever.
No,
I was just going to say.
Can I borrow that trailer?
hey, buddy.
Your car drives on the road, right? Can I
Hey,
use
you
your
said you
trailer?
have a street car, right?
Right,
What,
right.
You know that
Yeah.
whole like steering wheel thing that turns the wheels in the front? Can I borrow that from your car?
How streetable is your car? Is it good right now?
It's probably
Prove,
good,
it,
right?
prove
Yeah.
it to me.
I mean, you had to borrow some stuff from Jimmy not too long ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, I had to borrow tires and fuel to get home from Lock City because I didn't have enough. So, but whatever.
Hey.
That's what friends are for. Right?
I was just
Fucking
going to say.
good guy James, dude.
good guy, Jay.
Fucking tall, slender James, man.
Slender James, baby.
Good guy, James.
What
yeah.
a guy.
All
Love
these
that
good,
guy.
tall, handsome guys. Well, I think that is going to do it for us this week. We're on a little long, but
How long's it been?
3 hours.
3 hours,
Holy
5
3
minutes.
hours.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 hours.
so
on-
like-
Ripper,
Talk,
baby.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
So
wants a 6-hour episode?
Let's keep it going.
we've,
Oh, my God.
There we go. There we go.
we did one. It was more of a what the hell?
We called it a
It was a
Podcastathon.
podcastathon, but it was during COVID when nobody had anything to do.
Yeah, it was to raise money, and we went for like 7 hours or something like that.
Holy shit.
So the whole concept was the more they donate, every time we hit a certain marker, we'll
Yeah.
go another hour, and then all of the money, not even the proceeds, the profits, nothing. Every dime went to
The Tomorrow Fund.
Yeah, Tomorrow
Oh,
Fund.
cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we had fucking nothing to do.
Wait,
No one else
the,
had
the
anything to
last
do.
hour was silly. It was like $1,500 or something. We had just really gotten into it.
Yeah.
And we're like, there's no fucking way we're staying another hour. And like, everybody
kept
rallied
doubling.
and kept
Yeah.
us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
you guys
gave away
keep
some
talking.
shit.
We might get there tonight.
Yeah, we gave
See how
away
easy
some
it is
shit.
to do?
We did. We got like a camera on like a super long cord, and we were like grilling out back.
Yeah.
Toby
Doing
came down, did a
burnouts.
fucking burnout.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As
So-
a matter of fact, in that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Mark II. So it was cool. We did that. We've done a few long ones, but that was like the longest one
Yeah.
ever. But that was like mixed. Let's call it mixed media.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
mixed media.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a
type
mixed
situation.
media. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
A lot of options.
dinorama.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bit of a
So,
dinorama.
Exactly.
how about when your schedule clears up sometime in fall? Come back, tell us all about your summer.
Yeah. I'd
Or-
love
yeah,
to.
it'd
that'd
be
be fun.
awesome.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Be killer.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it. Grant, again, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Grant.
Thanks
I
everybody in the
appreciate it.
chat
Yeah, it
for
was nice
hanging
meeting
out.
you guys.
Thank you everybody for listening. As always, you can find us at our YouTube channel, Revive Motoring. Then you can hit up our website, revivemotoring.com, and you can sign up for B4B, look at our other shows, check out some of our merch, all that sort of stuff. And then, you know what? There's a link to our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. We will see you all soon. Let's see. Is there anything else? Anything going on this weekend?
This
particular?
weekend, I'm in Florida. So I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Nothing local. I don't think. So enjoy your weekends, everybody. check out FD because that'll be streaming this weekend. So we'll talk about that, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, party on.
Peace.
you later.
Thank you
out.
guys.
See you, boys.
Later. Bye.